Okay, hello everyone. Just give me 1 second. Let's see if this is going. Just give me 1 second here. 1 minute, guys. And it does look like we're live. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another NHL play-by-play. We're into round two. So today we're doing the game one of the Anaheim Ducks and Vegas Golden Knights round two. This is going to be a very interesting series. Hopefully not the only time I do this series. Hopefully I do it sometime next week, but I decided that going into the round two, this was going to be the first one I do. I think this is going to be a very interesting game, and I hope you guys all tune in for the next couple of hours as we will be doing a live play-by-play of Anaheim versus Vegas. So we'll touch on all of the ins and outs and how these two teams have done. Plus, we'll check in on the Carolina-Philadelphia game, which is currently ongoing right now. But I just got to really quickly do a couple of really quick things here, guys. Just give me 1 minute here so I can fix some things up here. Let's see, it looks like I am live, so that is good. Hold on a minute here, folks. Let's do this over here. And hold on a minute here, guys. Let's do that. That looks like that's good. Okay. Once again, I'm sorry if the stream is a little bit clunky. And once again, the screen's freezing. My Wi-Fi here is a little bit spotty. So if the screen does freeze a couple of times, I do apologize. And also, if there's any background noise, I do apologize too. I live with my family. I have a couple of noisy siblings, so I do apologize if there's any background noise. But in today's video, we are doing a round two play-by-play here. We're doing Ducks versus Knights. Now, technically, round two did start 2 days ago on Saturday when Carolina played Philadelphia, but there was a game one and round two a couple of days ago. Then there was game one last night, game seven last night between Tampa and Montreal. That was a very interesting game. And then there was game one between Minnesota and Colorado last night. So now there's game two between Carolina and Philadelphia tonight. And there's also game one between the Ducks and the Vegas Golden Knights. So this is going to be a very interesting game. Once again, just recapping how these two teams did in the first round. The Vegas Golden Knights were able to take down the Anaheim Ducks, but they were able to take down the Utah Mammoth in 6 games 4-2. They did really, really well in round one. They were able to overcome a 2-1 deficit early on in that series and take down Utah in 6 games, which was very, very good there for the Vegas Golden Knights. For the Anaheim Ducks, stunningly, to most people's surprise, including myself a little bit at least, they wound up taking down the Edmonton Oilers, the back-to-back Western Conference champions, were taken down by the Anaheim Ducks. First playoff series win in 9 years for the Anaheim Ducks, and now they're going to have a shot to go to the Western Conference Final if they can upset the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, earlier today, I did post my second round predictions. Once again, I'm sorry it's a little bit late, but I wanted to have the Montreal-Tampa series finish first before I started my predictions for the second round. So now that that series was done, I wound up finishing that playoff prediction. So if you guys want to go over to my channel either during the stream or after the stream and go check out that video, you can figure out all of my playoff predictions. But just to give you a little bit of a heads up, I did pick Ducks in 7 in this one over the Vegas Golden Knights. So I did think that Anaheim was able to wind up with their speed and also having the better goaltender in Dostal. I think they are going to be able to take down the Vegas Golden Knights, but I think this is going to be a very interesting series that could go either way, and this is a series that I think most likely will go to distance this year. So we shall wait and see on that. Once again, you are not missing anything. They are still doing anthems. So once the game has started, we will start doing the play-by-play. Just give me a second here, guys. Yeah, so the even stream doesn't start until 7:45. So we will be keeping tabs on Flyers versus Carolina Hurricanes. Now, that game is currently going on right now. The Flyers had a 2-0 lead 5 minutes into the game. It was the first time all playoffs long the Carolina Hurricanes were trailing in a game, which is very interesting. But they got a power play goal in the first period, thanks to Nikolai Ehlers, and they have scored in the third period to tie that game up at 2 apiece. And that's where we currently sit with under 5 minutes to go in the third period. So very interesting note there. Philadelphia desperately trying to get the split in Carolina, heading back to Philadelphia for Game 3 on Thursday, a game in which I will be streaming. That is my next play-by-play. 6 p.m. on Thursday, we will be streaming Carolina-Philadelphia Game 3. Carolina is looking to go to Philadelphia with a 2-0 series lead, still having not lost in the postseason this entire year. So this is going to be a very interesting game to keep our tabs on. Once again, there's 4-on-4 for 56 seconds, and it's 4:19 left in the third period. So that game is still currently going on right now. And once again, once the game starts, I will be doing the live play-by-play for the Golden Knights and the Ducks. So very interesting note there. Once again, I do hope you guys tune in for upcoming videos after tonight's play, but after tonight's play of Anaheim Vegas. We will be having another fan reaction game recap coming out tomorrow at some point. Also, we'll have What If the NHL Had a Script. That should be a very interesting video, as well as power rankings. So I hope you guys keep your eye out for those sorts of videos coming in the very near future. And like we said, we are doing a draft lottery stream tomorrow. Once again, the draft simulation is going to be happening tomorrow. So the 16 teams to miss the playoffs will figure out where they wind up picking in June's draft. So that's going to be very interesting. And I usually do a half an hour to 45-minute live stream, just seeing how the draft lottery went and who ends up holding the first and second overall pick when all is said and done. Last year, the New York Islanders jumped up 10 spots to get number one. The Utah Mammoth jumped up 10 spots to go from 14th to 4. So we shall see if there's any major jumping this upcoming season. We shall wait and see on that. I know a lot of Canucks fans are expecting themselves to fall to number 3 in the rankings after the draft lottery happens tomorrow. So all in all, some really good stuff so far. But we will be having a draft lottery live stream, and I will try and get What If the NHL Had a Script and power rankings out tomorrow. So I hope you guys all tune in for those things. Once again, I did do a couple of videos earlier today, fan reaction to last night's Habs-Bolts game. And another very interesting, like I said, playoff prediction video for round 2. So if you want my entire newly updated bracket for the second round and beyond, I suggest you go and check that out. But I think you guys will really like it. So once again, Philadelphia and Carolina are tied 2 apiece. There's 4:01 left in the third period, and the Vegas-Anaheim game doesn't get started for another 6-ish minutes. So there's a very likely chance Philadelphia and Carolina could go to overtime, which would be very interesting. Carolina did go to overtime once in the first round series when they won in double overtime, thanks to Jordan Martinook over the Ottawa Senators in Game 2, and the Philadelphia Flyers won in overtime in Game 6 when they wound up ending the Pittsburgh Penguins season and won 1-0. So there's a chance out here that the Philadelphia Flyers Carolina Hurricanes game could go to overtime, so that is a possibility and something we're going to have to keep our eye on. Once again, the Vegas Anaheim game does not start for another 5-ish minutes, so you are not missing a thing. And once we get there, we will be doing a live play-by-play as we usually do. So very interesting out there, and I happy you guys all tuning in. Love to hear your thoughts in the chats if you're surprised by anything that happened in round 1, and what are your predictions going into round 2? Do you think the Wild can upset the Avalanche? Do you think the Ducks can upset the Knights like I just said I think they can? Do you think that Philadelphia has any shot against Carolina? Do you guys think that the Montreal Canadiens will beat the Buffalo Sabres, or the Buffalo Sabres will beat the Montreal Canadiens? Who do you think winds up winning that series of surprising Atlantic Division finalists? I'd love to get your thoughts on all of those down in the chat below or down in the comments. Just love to hear your guys' opinion on all of the stuff there. But we do have a very interesting game here today, like I said, that should be happening in the next 5-ish minutes between the Ducks and the Golden Knights. This is also the first ever playoff series between Vegas and Anaheim. They have never met in the postseason before. This is also the first ever meeting between Carolina and Philadelphia in the postseason. I think it's like the 6th or 7th all-time meeting between Buffalo and Montreal in the postseason, and it is the, I think, 4th all-time meeting between Minnesota and Colorado in the all-time meetings in the postseason. So all in all, some very interesting matchups, not matchups we usually see. Like the last time Minnesota played Colorado was 2014. I don't even know when the last time Montreal Buffalo wound up playing. And then, like I said, Ducks Knights, Canes Flyers, both first ever matchups. So very interesting to note there. Once again, if you guys can, leave a subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Tell all your friends best hockey content on YouTube is right here at the End to End Hockey channel. Once again, we're going to have some very interesting videos coming out later this week. Like I said, I should hopefully have What If the NHL Had a Script, as well as power rankings out tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a half an hour to 45-minute draft lottery live stream. We do one every year, so I hope you guys tune in for that. And then later on in the week, I should have maybe one trade rumor video, one off-season preview video. I will probably have a mock draft after the draft lottery lottery ends. So probably on like Thursday or Friday, I'll have a mock draft. So if you guys all tune in for that. And then on top of that, we should have live streams for more games on Thursday and Friday. Thursday, I'm planning on doing game 3, Carolina, Philadelphia. That's going to be at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you guys all tune in for that. And then at 5 p.m. Mountain Time on, I think it's Friday, Buffalo, Montreal, game 2. I'm also planning on streaming that one. We'll see what happens next week, like the following week with the games and how they wind up shaping out. But for the upcoming week, that is my current live stream projections. So I do have a short live stream tomorrow for the draft live, and then of course we will have play-by-plays on Thursday and Friday. So I hope you guys all tune in for that. Once again, you're not missing a thing. Ducks Nights has not yet started. We're just keeping tabs on the Hurricanes Philadelphia Flyers game. Let's put this over here so we can see. There's a minute and 15 seconds left in the third period. Vladar stopped 31 of 33 shots in that game. And for the other side, Anderson stopped 19 of 21. There's now a minute left in the third period between Carolina and Philadelphia. We are very close to having our first overtime of the second round. So that's going to be very interesting to see if they're able to do that. I think actually Carolina was the first second round overtime in last year's playoffs, because I think the game 1 or game 2 of theirs in the Capitals series went to an overtime. And that was the first overtime of last year's second round. So the Canes could be, for the back-to-back seasons, having the first overtime in the second round. So very interesting note there. They're just showing Aho ran into Dan Vladar. Vladar was not happy about that, so he shoved Aho out of his crease. Once again, the Vegas-Anaheim game has yet to start, so very interesting to note there. Shots are now 34-21 for the Hurricanes. So Vladar, I've mentioned this before, he's going to have to be an X factor in this series if the Flyers are going to have any shot to upset the Hurricanes. And so far tonight, he has been. 50 seconds left in the third period for the Carolina Hurricanes and Philadelphia Flyers to see if they can find an tie-breaking goal in regulation. The Flyers just dumped it in. Carolina goes after it. 40 seconds left. Carolina rips around the boards. Philadelphia is going to keep it in the neutral zone. They dump it in. Carolina goes after it. Walker rips it around the boards. We will be getting to Vegas-Anaheim momentarily. 30 seconds left in the third period. Stankoven has the puck. I don't think he has a goal in this game yet. Stankoven loops around the boards. Vladar keeps it behind the net. Philadelphia gains possession. 17 seconds left in the third period. Philly flips it up. And maybe a little bit of a break here for the Flyers, trying to get a shot away. It's blocked. Following up, one of the Flyers shoots, and that one took a deflection. Out of play with 5.5 seconds left in the third period. So it is looking very, very likely like this Philadelphia-Carolina game is about to go to overtime. Remember, Carolina looking for a 2-0 lead. Heading into game 3, Philadelphia looking for the split, heading back to home ice, a game which I will be streaming on Thursday. So very interesting out there. Once again, they're just showing the shot from, I think that was Cates. It went off of Hall's leg and up and out of play. So not surprising there. 5.5 seconds left in the third period. And then, like we said, we're going to be going right to Anaheim versus Vegas. And that's going to be one heck of a game. I expect some fireworks in that one. I think that this is going to be a high-octane sort of offensive series. I think Dostal has the capabilities to keep the Ducks into 1 or 2 extra games, like help them win 1 or 2 extra games to win this series. But I think this is going to be similar to the Edmonton Oilers series. I know both teams have pretty decent defenses, but I won't be surprised if this was another high-octane offensive sort of series between the Knights and the Ducks. I don't think it's going to be as high as last night's game between the Avalanche and the Wild, because that one was crazy. But I do think we could get like some sort of like a 4-3, 5-2, 3-6 scoreline, something like that. So we shall wait and see. We're getting to Vegas Anaheim momentarily. 6 seconds left in the third period. Offensive zone face-off draw here for the Philadelphia Flyers. And Couturier has in the offensive zone, loses the draw, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is it. Overtime bound for Philadelphia and Carolina in game 2, similar to Carolina's story in round 1 when they went to double overtime in game 2 against the Ottawa Senators and they won that game. So we will be keeping tabs on that game, but now we're going to Ducks and Vegas Golden Knights. First ever matchup between the Ducks and the Golden Knights. So once again, it seems like start puck drop is just a couple of minutes away. So we should be able to get to that one as soon as we can. I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Would love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. Are you excited for the second round? Who do you think comes out of the second round and makes the conference final? I would love to hear guys all of your thoughts and all of that down in the comment section below. I really do appreciate it. Once again, the game should start in the very, very near future for the Golden Knights and the Ducks. So very interesting to note there. Once again, the first round was exciting, and it's led into a very interesting second round. Like, you got Colorado, Minnesota last night's game. That was an epic sort of game. Gave me Calgary, Edmonton round two vibes from a couple of years ago. I think it was in 2022 when the Calgary Flames came out firing, went toe to toe with Edmonton's offense, were able to outscore them 9-6. I know a lot of people are probably saying that the Avalanche had the series in the bag, but if you remember that game, that the Calgary Flames won 9-6 over Edmonton back in 2022, the Oilers rattled off 4 straight wins. Nothing Colorado is Calgary, but I do think Minnesota can still pull off that series win. So once again, that was a very entertaining series and game last night, and we shall see how game 2 ends up going tomorrow. So that's going to be very interesting. On top of that, you've got on top of that, you do have the Canes Flyer series. Like I said, game 1 was all Carolina, and game 2 is a 2-2 series. It's a 2-2 game going into overtime. So that's going to be a very interesting game that we will be keeping our eye on. And once again, if Philadelphia wins, I did say Carolina in 6. I hope Philadelphia wins. I would love to see them get back to the conference final. I don't even know when the last time they did. I think it was 2010. So I would love to see the Philadelphia Flyers upset the Carolina Hurricanes. But I did pick Hurricanes in 6, so Philadelphia wouldn't really hurt that sort of a prediction. And then Buffalo, Montreal. Surprisingly, that series doesn't start until Wednesday, so that series has a little bit to go before it gets underway. But that's going to be one interesting series. I'm sure Leafs fans are very happy with all of the teams who made it into the Atlantic semifinals. I think a lot of Leafs fans are very happy about that. But Habs, Sabres, two rather young teams, rather more inexperienced teams going head-to-head with a chance to go to the conference final. It'd be the Habs' first conference final appearance since the shortened season in 2021. It'd be the Sabres' first conference final appearance since, I think, 06 or 07. Like, it's been a while since the Buffalo Sabres have been able to make it to a conference final. And I did pick Sabres in 6 in that series. So that's going to be very interesting. We do have some very, very interesting series coming up here for the second round, and I'm going to be trying to do at least a couple of games. Once again, I do have 3 of the 4 series that we're going to be covering this week: Carolina, Philadelphia, game 3; Anaheim, Vegas, game 1; Montreal, Buffalo, game 2. And I'm going to try and get to a couple more games next week. I'm going to try and do Colorado, Minnesota, game 4 on Monday. I'm going to still have to figure out how all the series go, but I'm probably going to do Colorado, Minnesota on Monday, and then we'll see how the rest of the week goes and which series is one up finishing in 4 or 5 or 6 or go the distance to 7. So it'll be very interesting out there. But once again, you're not missing anything. They're just doing anthems here, and then we should be able to get going here for Ducks and Golden Knights. This is going to be a very interesting series. Once again, I am a Knights fan. I love the Knights. So I'm hoping that they wind up making it to round 2, to the conference final again. But I also like teams who have not had much success over the past couple of years, and the Ducks are that sort of a team. So very interesting note there. Once again, I'm sorry if the screen's a little bit choppy. I'm also sorry if there's any background noise, but I'm just doing the best I can at this point in time. So I do appreciate all of you guys for tuning in and staying here for the first 20 minutes of our live stream before any of the games wind up starting. Once again, we are just about to get underway. Ducks, Golden Knights, game 1. They're just showing the stats. Dostal was 4-2 in round 1 with a 3.87 GAA and an 874 save percentage, third worst by any goalie this postseason. But he was better than Connor Ingram, and that's all that mattered in that series. For the opposite side, you got Carter Hart, who wound up winning a series with the Vegas Golden Knights after taking over the starting job from Aiden Hill. So that's very interesting. He had a 4-2 record as well, with a 2.72 GAA and 898 save percentage. Once again, game 6 against Utah, he wound up stopping 22 of 23 shots, which was impressive. So very interesting out there. A very interesting goaltending matchup here between the Knights and the Ducks. Face-off is just starting. William Karlsson is back, first time in November that he is able to play in NHL action after, I think, having a serious injury back in November. And we are about to get set for Vegas Anaheim, game one in Vegas, face off draw happening right now. It's Cision's out there against, I think that's Washi, and it is going to be Washi who wins it. Back to the point to Jackson Lacombe, back to Truba. Truba sends it up, and they're going to tip it in. It goes right in on Connor Hart, and he's going to hold on 9 seconds into the first period, and it's going to be offensive zone face-off draw for the Anaheim Ducks. Once again, bouncing puck just trickled in on Carter Hart, and he made no mistake swallowing that puck up. So very interesting to note that they're just showing the defensive pairings and the forward line combos for this game. Once again, Hines and Hellison. Once again, some very interesting scratches. Gudas still not completely healthy for the Anaheim Ducks. Once again, Howden's still playing with Marner and Stone, so that's a very interesting line combo. Carlson's playing with Hurdle in his playoff debut, so good stuff there. And offensive zone face-off draw here for the Ducks, and they get it back. Nice play. Shoots off of Carter Hart's helmet, stopped, and the Knights are able to get in the corner, and they're able to feed it out of the defensive zone. And now it's fed back into the Vegas zone. Hart's got it, and he's going to pass it back behind the goal to one of his Knights teammates, but the Ducks do get it along the boards. Another board battle here between the Knights and the Ducks, fighting for it. Vegas trying to get Anaheim off the puck, and they are able to, and they just get the puck out. And here comes in, I think that's Colton Cisions, but he can't get past the wall of Ducks, and Anaheim is able to get the puck out just barely, so good stuff there for Anaheim. And now they do have a little bit of a break. Killorn trying to get there in there, but there's no passing lane, and Vegas is able to easily intercept it. Vegas hits the red line, dumps it in, and chases after. Barbashev chasing after, but I think that one either took a deflection out of play or he didn't hit the red line first. So very interesting note there. Once again, goals in the postseason. Goals, Knights are third and the Ducks are second. So two of the highest octane offenses in the entire postseason. Shots on goal per game, Knights were sixth, Ducks were second. Penalty kill, Knights had the second best penalty kill, and Ducks had the seventh best penalty kill. So all of them in the top end of some of the stats, and both of them were top three in the goal scoring category in the first round of the postseason. So Knights and Ducks can score, and they can score with the best of them. So it's going to be very interesting. So far, shots are 3-0 in favor of the Anaheim Ducks. So that is the start so far. We are a minute and 3 seconds into the first period in game one between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Anaheim Ducks. And there is a discussion being had by the referees. I'm not sure if this is a penalty or not. Once again, we will just wait and see here. Once again, you are just a minute and 3 seconds into the first period. And I think there might have just been a penalty being called. Let's see. Yep, Rasmus Andersson is going to the box. Is this delay of game? It might be, or is this too many men? Let's see here. Andersson had the puck, and oh yeah, he flipped it up and over the glass. Delay of game on Rasmus Andersson, and a minute and 3 seconds in, the Anaheim Ducks, extraordinarily lethal power play unit, is going to have their first shot of the series. So once again, we know that Anaheim absolutely dismantled Edmonton's penalty kill. Once again, it's Edmonton. But still, that power play was running at 50% in that first round series. So once again, the Ducks are really lethal at scoring the goals on the power play. However, Vegas does win the puck, and they are able to clear it down the ice. So a solid start for the Vegas Golden Knights penalty kill, which was third in the postseason, and actually kept Utah power play that went into the postseason really hot, really quiet in that first round series. So good stuff there. Anaheim has it below the goal line, trying to pass it back. Killorn's got it, loops it around the boards, gets it to the point to Lacombe. Lacombe funnels it down to Seneca. Seneca walking in, and he drops it for Gauthier. Gauthier to Lacombe, shoots! And it stopped. I think it might have hit one of the Ducks in front. Actually hit one of their sticks. And he has to go to the bench. And now here's Eichel with the puck. 2-on-2, trying to get some sort of a shorthanded opportunity, but can't. McTavish was able to hit him into the boards. Now Lacombe has it. Man rush the other way. Here's Cutter Gauthier, trying to skate through everyone, put it on Hart, but Hart is able to catch the trickling puck, and that will be an offensive face-off draw for the Ducks with a minute and 11 seconds left in the Anaheim power play. So very interesting to note there. Good start here for the Anaheim Ducks, but so far they've not been able to put that puck into the back of the net. So once again, very interesting note there, and we will be keeping tabs on the Carolina-Philadelphia game. Once that game hits overtime, if it's still going when this game hits intermission, we will be tuning into that game, but we will be definitely keeping tabs on how that game's going. You are not missing a thing. The Anaheim Ducks are about to have an offensive zone face-off draw here Once again, a minute 11 seconds left on the power play. Anaheim is going to three power play goals for Karagochi. They're just showing a graphic here, tied most in the NHL. So good stuff there from Karagochi. Once again, Anaheim's got offensive zone faceoff draw here. They got Terry at the point. They got Kreider below the goal line, and Carlson does win it. Back to Granlund. Back to John Carlson. Back to Granlund. Terry below the goal line. Back to Granlund along the boards. Granlund drops it off for Terry. Terry to the point to Carlson. Carlson to other Carlson, but he can't hold it. Vegas is able to get it, and they do clear the zone. Solid move there from the Vegas goal. Nice penalty kill. 50 seconds left on the Anaheim power play. And one of the Vegas players are chasing after John Carlson, but he quickly loops around, and the Ducks are able to get it into the offensive zone. Granlund dumps it in, loses possession, but they do get it back. John Carlson trying to find a loose puck, but can't. And here comes Marner. Might be a little bit of a break here for Mitch Marner. In. Drops it off for, I think that's Smith. Shoots, and that one goes wide. Vegas trying to go after it. Remember, Vegas did score a shorthanded overtime winner in that first round series against Utah. Here's John Carlson. Gets it to Granlund. Granlund back to Carlson, who feeds it over the line, but Vegas once again intercepts on the penalty kill. Shoots it, gloved by Dostal, and he's going to hold on with 12 seconds left in the Anaheim power play. So Vegas' penalty kill doing some really good work early on in this game. So really good stuff there. Currently, the shots are still 3-0 in favor of the Anaheim Ducks. But I do think that will change in the very near future. Not sure if they've updated the score sheet as of yet. But really good stuff there so far from the Anaheim Ducks. Once again, offensive zone faceoff draw here for Vegas. They're just showing Mitch Marner, who has 2 goals and 5 assists, 7 points in the postseason after a 3-point Game 6 that helped Vegas end the Utah Mammoth season. So Marner's been having a really solid first playoff run with the Vegas Golden Knights. Once again, offensive zone faceoff draw. William Karlsson loses it. Lacombe's got it, and he's going to pass it across to Trouba. Trouba dumps it in. Nice play there from the Anaheim Ducks, and they are able to keep it in. Lacombe to Trouba. Trouba shoots, and it's loose, and the Vegas Golden Knights are able to get there and try and stretch it, and they do. Breakaway. Anderson shoots. Stop by Dostal. A beautiful stop on Rasmus Anderson, who came out of the penalty box. And now maybe a little break here for Anaheim. Tries a little bit of move, shoots, and the Ducks can't get there. Trouba tried to chip away at it, could not. And once again, I think that was VL who had some words for some of the Vegas Golden Knights players after he got taken down. Once again, very, very good chance on the breakaway for Rasmus Anderson after the pass from William Karlsson, but Dostal said no. So good stuff there. And then, of course, backtracking the other way, Anaheim had another opportunity, but they couldn't put it past Carter Hart. So goaltenders being good early on in this game. Once again, they're just showing the Anderson shot. It was a good shot, but once again, Dostal stood tall. So good stuff there from the Anaheim Ducks keeper. And let's see how this one's going to go. Once again, we are only 3 minutes and 21 seconds into this game, so not too much gone so far. Vegas has it in their own zone. They win it, and they dump it into the neutral zone, trying to fight for it. Anaheim's able to get in the defensive zone, and they send it back into the Vegas zone, Hart behind his own net. Passes it along the boards and can't get it to one of his Vegas teammates. Anaheim dumps it back into the offensive zone, and the Ducks are able to get there. And here comes a little bit of a break. Anaheim's got it, trying to get some sort of passing lane. Can't. They do get it back to the point now. Here's John Carlson, shoots, and that one's stopped by Carter Hart. Nice stop from Hart. And with 3:51 left in the third period, it is now a scoreless game still. Shots are now 5-1 though for the Anaheim Ducks. So good stuff there. Nice shot from, I think that was John Carlson. Nice save from Carter Hart. That's really good stuff there. Once again, some really good stuff so far from this Anaheim Ducks team. Generating a little bit of offense against Vegas, but they have not been able to capitalize and put one home yet. Hart's playoff record in his career is 13-7, so he's actually had a pretty solid record in the postseason with Philly and Vegas. And here comes Vegas. They have it in the defensive zone, get into the neutral zone and dump it in. Nice play. Dostal's got it behind his net, and he can't get there. Vegas holds the line. McNabb to Theodore shoots, and that one, I think, deflected out of play. Another nice try from Vegas to open the scoring, but they can't. 15:54 left in the first period. So very interesting to note there. Once again, really good stuff to hear so far from the Vegas Golden Knights and the Anaheim Ducks, and Carter Hart has had to be sharp. So very interesting stuff here so far. Once again, Ducks are up 5-1 on the Vegas Golden Knights in shots, that is. So once again, still scoreless. 4 minutes and 6 seconds into the first. Offensive zone face-off draw here for the Vegas Golden Knights. And Hurdle's going to be waved out of the face-off draw. In comes William Karlsson. And Carlson out there against Washe. And once again, they're just dropping the puck. Carlson Washe, and Washe wins it. And it's going to get below the goal line. And they are going to pass it out. Nice play from Truba. And Truba with a stretch feed, trying to get it to Moore. Can't. At Vegas intercepts. And now Vegas has the puck. Tomas Hurdle has it taken away off of his stick by one of the Ducks forwards. But Vegas is able to recover possession in the neutral zone. They dump it in. Truba's got it below the goal line. Gets it back. Truba below the goal line, gets it out, and on the defensive zone. Truba, nice stretch feed, and here comes Seneca. Seneca racing in. Seneca shoots, stopped by Hart. Nice stop on Carter Hart. And now here comes Dorofiev. Dorofiev with a nice stretch feed, gets it to the middle, and gets it back. Pavel Dorofiev trying to get a little bit of space, can't. Gets it to Eichel, tried to get it across to Hanifin, couldn't. Vegas is able to hold the line, gets it deep, and now there's a board battle for it. Anaheim's got it. Vegas pressuring. Anaheim still has possession right now, trying to funnel something out of the zone, and they are able to. And here come the Ducks, tripped up. This might be a power play for Anaheim. Let's see here, and nope. No call on the play. Seneca just fell down. Now Vegas has it. In the neutral zone, they dump it in. Nice play there from the Vegas Golden Knights. Anaheim's got it around the boards, trying to set something up, and they're going to get back in the defensive zone. Nice tip. And here come the Ducks. Might be a 2-on-1 here. And shoots on Hellison, stopped. Nice try from Hellison, but he can't feed it past Hart. And now here comes Vegas into the neutral zone. And now into the defensive zone. And I think that puck was slipped out of play or into the benches. There's a stoppage here. There's going to be another face-off. So really solid start here from the Anaheim Ducks against the Vegas Golden Knights. And the Ducks are currently still leading in the shot category. Good chance here on the 2-on-1 from Hellison, but he wasn't able to put it home. He had Kreider as a potential passing option, but he wound up going shoot. And once again, nice blocker save from Carter Hart. So very interesting to note there. Ducks Knights now have an face-off in the neutral zone just outside the Anaheim blue line. So we'll see what happens here. Marner out there, and he loses the draw to, I think that was Paling. And now Carlson's got it, and he sends it deep onto Hart. It's actually too far. No one touches it. Icing call in Anaheim. And Vegas is going to have offensive zone face-off draw with 14-18 left in the first period. So good stuff here so far from the Anaheim Ducks and the Vegas Golden Knights in this game one of the second round series. Once again, another nice shot from Drew Hellison on that attempt, but he was not able to put it past Carter Hart. So interesting stuff there. Hart's been a really good player in net for the Vegas Golden Knights. There was some talk after that second loss about Hill getting in, but Hart wound up putting all that chat out of the bed and wound up earning himself the starting role. Anaheim's got in the defensive zone after winning the draw, and Gauthier feeds it up into the neutral zone. VL's got it. VL trying to fight for it, can't, and now Vegas is able to regain possession. And the Golden Knights do have it. Here comes a little bit of a break. Marner, he's got it, making some moves, and once again the Ducks are able to intercept it. It might be a 3-on-2 here for Anaheim if they hurry. Moore to Lacombe, back to Moore, shoots, and that one's going to go wide from Carter Hart. I think it might have actually gone up and out of play. So I think this will be offensive zone face-off draw here for the Ducks with 6:09 gone in the first period. So once again, first commercial break, you are not missing a thing. The Vegas Golden Knights and Anaheim Ducks are currently scoreless in the first period. So very interesting note there. We're just going to really quickly check in on the Carolina Hurricanes and Philadelphia Flyers game, because that game, I think, has started overtime. And let's see here. Once again, they're just showing a nice stop from Dan Vladar. Once again, on Eric Robinson. So really good stuff there from Vladar. Once again, Vladar is going to have to be big if the Flyers want to have any chance in this series. Robinson so far has 9 minutes and 57 seconds of ice time with 6 shots. They are currently 3 minutes into overtime in a 2-2 game. Excuse me. Once again, Couturier out there with Stahl, and Stahl's going to win the draw in the offensive zone. Shoots, and that one was just tipped wide. Tries to feed in front, can't, and now Philadelphia is able to get it. And maybe a little bit of a break here. Philadelphia dumping and chasing, and they are not able to keep in the offensive zone. Carolina's got now Jacob Slavin into the offensive zone for Carolina. And that is going to be held around to Stahl to the point. Shot by Carolina, and that one goes wide. Philadelphia's got it, and they're going to send it. Carolina tries to send it back in with a shot, can't get there, and really good stuff so far. And Carolina's going to get in possession again, dump it in. Philadelphia's got in the defensive zone, and Philadelphia dumps it in. So that game's got 3.5 minutes into overtime, and what is currently a score 2-2 game. And we're going to head back to Vegas and Anaheim. Once again, 6:09 left in the first period. Vegas and Anaheim scoreless. Shots are, I think, 6 or 7-1 for the Anaheim Ducks. So really good stuff here so far. Ducks and Knights were back here for the once again after the commercial break. So really good stuff here. Once again, they're just showing some of the interesting stuff that's happened so far. 13:51 left in the first period. Let your thoughts down in the chat below. Who do you think wins this game, and who do you think wins this series? Is it Anaheim or is it Vegas? What do you think the score will be tonight? Leave a chat down below. Love to hear your thoughts, and also love to hear your thoughts on who you think wins this entire series. So very interesting note there. Ducks win the offensive zone faceoff drop, but Vegas gets it back really quickly, and Anderson is going to loop it back around. Carlson in the neutral ice, trying to find some sort of a passing lane, and he just drops off to a defenseman, Jackson Lacombe, who gets it to Trouba across the boards, and Trouba is going to feather a pass to the neutral ice, but once again Vegas with the pickoff, and now here comes the Golden Knights. Carlson going after it against Trouba, and Vegas is able to keep it in the offensive zone. Kolesar to Carlson. Carlson tries to feed it to Hurdle, and that puck is going to be gained by the Anaheim Ducks, and they now have a 3-on-2 the other way. They just dump it in, go off for a change, and Vegas is able to get the puck back in their own zone. Hanifin leaves it for Anderson. Anderson back to Hanifin. Hanifin dumps it down, and that's going to be taken back by the Anaheim Ducks. And let's see, Carlson's going to leave it, and he's going to get the puck back after an almost turnover. And here comes Seneca. Seneca looking for some sort of a passing lane, and Killorn's got it. Maybe a little bit of a break here. Killorn with Seneca. Killorn shoots, and that one I think went wide. Anaheim does keep the line, however. Carlson shoots. Stopped. Anaheim trying to get there. Can't. Carlson and Killorn in the corner, fighting for it, with Eichel and McNabb trying to get that puck loose. McNabb, it looks like it's under him. Anaheim is able to dig it free. Dorofeev's got it. Dorofeev to Eichel. Eichel to Dorofeev, and he dumps it in. Dorofeev's got it. Below the goal line. Trying to find a passing lane. Tries to feed it in front. Can't. Vegas is able to keep it. And now Anaheim is able to get there. Seneca to, I think that's Killorn, and they're just going to dump it into the neutral zone and change on the fly. Really good stuff here so far from Anaheim. 12:09 left in the first. Shots are 7-1 Anaheim. Vegas has the puck in their own zone trying to set something up. Anderson with a stretch feed tipped in by one of the Vegas players, and actually I don't think that was tipped in. It looks like there's a whistle here that might be icing on the Vegas Golden Knights. So it looks like an offensive zone faceoff draw for the Anaheim Ducks. Once again, they're just showing in on Brett Howden, who did get an overtime winner in Game 5 on home ice for the Vegas Golden Knights. That was the last time Vegas was playing here because they won the series against Utah on the road. So Vegas, the last time they were here, Howden won it in double overtime for the Vegas Golden Knights. Over the Utah Mammoth, Marner in the faceoff dot against Paling, and Marner's going to win it. Anderson goes after Gauthier, trying to fight for it, and Anaheim is able to get there. McTavish loops around the boards to the point, and Trouba's going to loop it back around the boards, trying to get to Lacombe, and Lacombe is going to win the race. The Ducks do keep it in, but Vegas now has possession, and they are going to, it looks like, ice it. Is that, yep, that's icing. So another icing call on the Vegas Golden Knights, and the Ducks are going to be able to have another offensive zone faceoff drop. So once again, they're just showing a really quick ad here, and then they should be back here for Ducks and Golden Knights. So very interesting so far. And boy, was round one exciting. Anaheim wins the offensive zone faceoff draw, gets it back to the point. Lacombe passes it back to Gauthier. Gauthier tries a shot on, can't, and Kreider trying to go after it. Now Terry's got it. Pony shot, and feet in front, and that one just went wide. What a chance for Leo Carlson, but he couldn't capitalize on it. Anaheim can't hold the line, and Lacombe has to go back to get it. Being chased by Brett Howden, and he gets it to Jacob Trouba. Trouba with a feathering feed up front, and Hart's going behind his net to play it. Gets it across to one of his defenders. I think that was Theodore. Fighting for it in the corners, a couple of Knights and a Duck, and the Knights are able to get there, and McNabb's got it. McNabb can't hold the line. Now he gets it out, and Anaheim's going to have to try and reset. Vegas has it in their own zone. McNabb feathers it into the Anaheim zone. Anaheim is able to get there. Nice play from Hins, trying to loop it around, and they can't clear the zone. Vegas holds it and shoots, and that's blocked, and Anaheim is able to get out, trying to find something to work here in the neutral zone, and they're offside. I think that was definitely offside. So Mikael Granlund goes offside, and with 10 and a half left in the first period, scoreless game so far between the Ducks and the Golden Knights. Once again, some really good chances. That was a beautiful chance from Leo Carlsson. Once again, Carter Hart standing tall. Really solid stuff here so far from Carter Hart, who is looking like he is on a really good mission right now, trying to keep the Anaheim Ducks off the board. But that one actually wasn't a good Hart save. That one actually just went over the goal. Once again, Carlson had Hart beat, but he just put over the net. Neutral zone faceoff draw just outside the Vegas blue line, and Vegas is able to win it into their defensive zone. Vegas is able to feather it into the neutral zone, where Anaheim is able to get back. Trouba's got right now. Trouba, nice pass into the neutral zone, and they dump it in. Vegas goes after it, trying to get in the defensive zone, and they do. Korzak's got it. Loops it around the boards. Can't get it out, though. Anaheim holds the line. Ducks have it, trying to pass in front. It hits off a Vegas player, and Vegas does have the puck. And there's actually going to be a penalty here, I think, on Anaheim. I think VL's going off for tripping. Once again, just got to wait for the confirmation here, but I think that was a trip on William. VL tripped William Karlsson, and I think that's going to be a Vegas power play. Let's see here what's the call, and 2 minutes for cross-checking. Okay, and let's see here. Yeah, it was VL. VL cross-checked Karlsson to the ice. I thought with the way Karlsson fell, might have been a trip, but no, that was definitely a cross-check. And Jeffrey VL goes to the box as the Anaheim Ducks give Vegas their first power play of the game. Once again, Vegas' power play was, I think, up and down in the first round against the Utah Mammoth. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible either. So I definitely think Anaheim has to watch out here. Vegas has a lot of very interesting and dangerous offensive weapons that they can utilize on their power play. Just showing here so far, 8 hits for Anaheim to Vegas' 4. So Anaheim is currently out hitting the Vegas Golden Knights. Once again, Trouba's got it, and he's going to feather a pass shorthanded. And here comes in Ryan Poehling, shorthanded, shoots, and he's going to be blocked by Theodore, fighting for it, and Anaheim is able to retain possession for a second. Killorn trying to hold it, but he can't. Now Stone is able to regain possession off the puck, and Stone drops it back for Mitch Marner. Marner going into the offensive zone, drops it back for Eichel. Eichel into the offensive zone, and he's going to loop it back to Marner. Marner across to Stone. Stone back to the point to Theodore. Theodore back to Eichel. Eichel shoots, and that one stopped. Anaheim's going to get it and clear it out. Solid stop so far from Dostal on that power play opportunity. And now here's a minute 20 seconds left on the power play. Theodore in his own zone, gaining speed into the offensive zone. Nope, drops it back for Eichel. Eichel gains the blue line, and the Knights go to work. Eichel dumps it into the Anaheim zone. Anaheim is able to pick it off. Hins across to one of the forwards, and they dump it down the ice again. Solid play there so far from the Anaheim Ducks penalty kill. Once again, shots are 8-2 in favor of the Anaheim Ducks. Hannafin's got it now. Hannafin looking for a passing lane, and he does get across to Rasmus Andersson, who dumps the puck in. Second unit on for the Vegas Golden Knights. Barbashev trying to hold it, and he can't. Washay's got it, and he's going to clear it down the ice. Nice play there from Tim Washay. And 40 seconds left here in the Vegas power play. Hannafin's got it. Hannafin to Howden. Howden to Barbashev. Barbashev trying to hold the line, and he's going to get across to Hurdle. Hurdle's got it. Trying to get back to the point, and he is not able to, but Barbashev is. Hannafin's got point. Shoots! Stop! Rebound! And they can't find the puck. Dostal's got it. Oh, what a stop from Lukas Dostal. He was able to hold on to that puck with Hurdle draped all over him. Great stop from Lukas Dostal, and the game remains scoreless. Once again, just showing here, Hannafin with a point shot. It was tipped in front by Hurdle, and Dostal was able to cover it up with both Hurdle and Howden right in front of him. So really good stuff there. Once again, 18 of 21 goals from the slot again for the Vegas Golden Knights. So very interesting to note there. Once again, all of Vegas' goals seem to be in the middle of the goaltender, according to that graphic. So Vegas is really good at putting pucks on net in close. And gets the puck off the faceoff, dumps it down. There's only 15 seconds left in this Vegas power play. 18-20 left in the first period for the Vegas-Anaheim Game 1 play-by-play. Once again, Eichel's got it. Into the offensive zone, dumps it in, and Marner goes after it. Anaheim's going to be able to gain possession, but they can't clear. Vegas keeps it in. Now, at the point, it's now 5-on-5 again, and VL's got it, and he is trying to get something, and he puts it into the Vegas zone. and Vegas is able to regain possession. They dump it into the neutral zone where Anaheim's got it again. The Ducks have it. I think that's Trouba. And Trouba's going to try and start something up with just under 8 minutes to go in the first period. They dump it into the Vegas zone. Vegas trying to go after it, and Anaheim's going to retain possession. Terry's got it. Terry is going to backhand a pass, can't keep it in, and Vegas is able to get it into the neutral zone. Anaheim's got back in the defensive zone. Lacona Trouba. Trouba to, I think that's Carlson, and he gets it into the offensive zone. Terry's now got it. Terry looking for a passing lane. Terry to Lacombe, to Trouba, shoots, and that one stopped. Rebound, and that one I think went off of Chris Kreider and wide. And now the Vegas Golden Knights have possession in the neutral zone. William Karlsson trying to get a pass away, and he does get it to Anderson. Anderson feathers one, and I think that one went off of a Knight player and into the benches. So that should be a neutral zone face-off draw between the Ducks and the Knights. 9-3 shots on goal for the Anaheim Ducks so far. However, it is a scoreless game. Once again, it looks like we are about to go to a commercial break here between Vegas and Anaheim, so we will step away for a really quick second here and check in on the Hurricanes and Flyers game. Once again, is that game still going on in overtime? Let's see here, folks. Just give me 1 minute. And yes, that is still going in overtime. 8 minutes left in the first overtime period. It's still 2-2. And once again, the Hurricanes are looking really, really good right now. It seems like they're outshooting Philadelphia by the looks of things 37-30. So Carolina have the advantage in the shot category. And let's see here. It looks like there's a stoppage in play in that overtime game. Once again, there was a huge hit from Sean Walker and Tyson Forrester. Let's see here. And then Forrester tripped Ehlers. So that was very interesting. And once again, they just got Forrester on the ice here. I think that was just a neutral zone face-off draw here for Philadelphia and Carolina. Once again, there's 8:07 left in overtime between the Flyers and the Carolina Hurricanes. So very interesting to note there. Once again, Canes have been getting shots on goal, and Vladar has been stopping them. So apparently there have been some really good chances in overtime, but that game is still going on. So hold on a minute here, folks. Let's get back to Anaheim versus Vegas. Once again, Lacombe's just talking to Kevin Weeks right now. We should be ready to go here for the face-off in just a few seconds. Once again, Lacombe was a beast in that first round series against Edmonton. Like, I think he was at one point the points leader in the postseason. He was shutting down McDavid left and right. Like, Lacombe's going to be a really big piece of this Anaheim Ducks team if they're going to have any shot at advancing past Vegas and into the conference final for the first time since 2017. So, very interesting note there. Neutral zone face-off draw here at center ice, Vegas and Anaheim. I think that is, let's see who's in the face-off dot. Howden against, I think that's Gauthier, and Howden, or Granlund, and Howden is able to win it. And now Vegas has it. McNabb to Stone. Stone's got it, enters the offensive zone. Stone loops it around for Marner. Marner is able to get it, drops it back. Vegas is able to hold on to it, but can't. Anaheim's got it now. Killorn to one of the other Ducks defenders, and now John Carlson's got it. Carlson, nice pass in front, and the Anaheim Ducks have offensive zone pressure. Granlund trying to go after it, can't. And now Seneca's got it. Seneca along the boards, fighting with Marner, and Seneca is able to hold it. Killorn with another nice tip on goal. The Hart was staying strong and was able to get the pads down to stop that puck. Shots are now 9-4 in favor of the Anaheim Ducks. And once again, they're just showing it's still 8 minutes left in the first overtime period, 2-2 Carolina and Philadelphia. So that's very interesting to note there. We will be keeping tabs on that one as it is in the overtime period. Once again, that one's a similar timeline to this one, so I guess by the time this game hits intermission, if there's no score, the Carolina-Philadelphia game will probably hit intermission too. Shots are 9-4 for the Anaheim Ducks. Offenses on face-off draw here for Anaheim. And Paley and Carlson are going to go again in the face-off dot. And Carlson does win the draw back to his own zone, and Vegas is able to get possession. And now Hanifin with a nice pass. It's a little bit too far, and Hines is able to get it back into the neutral zone. Vegas now has the puck, and they are able to get into the offensive zone. Barbashev trying to get to Eichel, can't, but Dorofiev does have it. And now he's hit off the puck, and Anaheim gains possession in the defensive zone. The Ducks turn it over in the neutral ice, and Vegas is able to get there. Eichel off of his knees, can't do anything with it. And now here comes Anaheim again. Gauthier loses the puck. Vegas gets it on the boards, and they clear it out. Anaheim's got it back in the neutral zone. Lacombe's got it off the boards, trying to get it, and Vegas is able to intercept. and they're going to slow things down in their own zone. Hannafin with a nice send off. And now Lacombe is going to loop around and carry. I think that's Cole Smith gets it. Vegas is able to keep in the offensive zone. What a hit. Nick Dowd trying to get to Cole Smith. Shoot, stop by Dostal. And Vegas' fourth line is just hitting absolutely everything that moves. Another nice shot, and that one goes wide. I think that was from Theodore. And now Vegas has to go back in their own zone to get it after the loose puck got deflected. And now the puck goes back into the Anaheim zone. Vegas has it. Dowd and Smith trying to go after it. Anaheim and Vegas fighting for it. Shoots, and that one goes wide. I think that was Keegan Colasar. Once again, below the goal line, Anaheim Vegas fighting for it. Anaheim is able to intercept it and get the puck out. And now Vegas is able to get back in the defensive zone, gets it back into the offensive zone, loops it around. Dostal stops it, and Dostal leaves it. One of the Vegas players intercepts it, and Vegas has it. Once again, Hurdle shoots, and that one tried to be deflected off of Colasar, couldn't. And once again, Anaheim just trying to whack the Colasar off the puck, and they are able to do so for a second. But now Vegas is able to regain possession. Vegas is able to hold the line for a second, and now Anaheim gets it, and they have it in the neutral zone. The Ducks trying to feather something into the offensive zone, but Vegas intercepts again. In the defensive zone, Vegas has the puck. Shots are 9-6 Anaheim. 4.5 minutes left in the first period. McNabb tries to set something up for the Vegas Golden Knights. And McNabb's going to pass it to Theodore. Theodore across to Marner. Marner playing with it. Has a whole bunch of moves up his sleeve. Marner shoots and tipped in front. And that's going to be stopped, and maybe a little bit of a break here for Anaheim. Seneca gets it, tries to get it to Killorn Canton. Killorn just dumps it down the ice. Granlund is going to be able to get there first before one of the Vegas players. And now the puck goes to Rasmus Anderson. Anderson around to one of the Vegas players. And I think that's Marner. Marner trying to get around. I think that was number 48. Can't remember who that was. And now 2-on-1 here. Anaheim shoots. It's blocked. Nice block from Noah Hannafin. And now Vegas is able to get their Stone to Hannafin, and Hannafin's going to set up some things below the goal line. And Hannafin's going to be able to get to Eichel. And Eichel comes in here, streaking into the offensive zone, passes it across. Anaheim's able to get there. They get below the goal line, and the Ducks are going to try and have a stretch feed, but stopped in the neutral zone. And Vegas is going after it, as is Anaheim. Washy tried to get there, but it goes up and out of play. I think it hit an errant stick. And with 3:25 left in the first period, this game remains scoreless. So very interesting note there. Once again, they're just showing the huge hit from McTavish on, I think that was Pavel Dorofeev. Good chance from Nick Dowd, but Dostal said no again. So really good stuff there. And then, of course, the Seneca shot, once again, blocked by Rasmus Anderson. So very interesting to note there. Once again, the game is going to a commercial break, so you are not missing a thing. We're just going to go quickly over here to Carolina, Philadelphia, see how that game's going. There's 5.5 left in the overtime frame, and as the game is still 2-2 in overtime. Shots are now 40-33 for the Carolina Hurricanes. Philadelphia has offenses on faceoff draw, and they can't keep it in the line. Carolina clears it into the defensive zone for Philadelphia. Philadelphia loops around the boards. Nice tip. They are able to get into the neutral zone. Martone tried to leave it for one of his teammates, but couldn't, and Carolina intercepts into the offensive zone. Can't take him off the puck. Stop by Vladar. Nice stop on one of the Carolina Hurricanes players. And now Dvorak gets it into the middle, and he is going to be taken. He's going to be taken down. No call on the play. Svechnikov trying to go after it, and he can't. Philadelphia is able to intercept. And maybe a little bit of a break here for Dvorak. Dvorak, he's got Martone with him. Dvorak is going to, or actually, I think that might be Bump. Leaves it for Martone. And Carolina intercepts 3-on-2. Under 5 minutes to go in that overtime frame. Carolina is able to get it, and they are offside. So a bad call there from the Carolina Hurricanes as they go in the offensive zone offside. Not great stuff there. And really good stuff there. So once again, they're just showing the Ducks and Knights highlights. Let's see here. Hold on a minute here, guys. Once again, I do apologize for any background noise. I do apologize if my thing's a little bit bumpy. I do apologize for that. But we are here back with the Ducks and the Golden Knights. Once again, this game is scoreless. We just got back from a TV timeout. So once again, they're just showing Carter Hart, who has been pretty good to start this game, as Hart has had to be able to be sharp at the beginning of this game. It is currently scoreless between the Golden Knights and the Anaheim Ducks. Love you guys' thoughts down in the comments, down in the chat. Who do you think wins this series? Who do you think wins this game? And what do you think of the second round? What have been some of your surprises? Love your guys' thoughts down below, and I'll try and get to your chats as soon as I possibly can. Once again, Hearts 9 for 9 with a 1.000 save percentage so far, or goals against average. Once again, Vegas is able to win the defensive zone draw, and they get into the neutral zone and flick it into the Anaheim zone. Trouba goes back for it, being hit by Barbashev, and he can't get there, but Gauthier is able to get the puck for the Anaheim Ducks. Taken off by McNabb, fighting for it below the goal line. Dorofiev has it, and he's going to try and find some sort of passing lane. Lacombe takes him off the puck, and the Anaheim Ducks are able to regain possession. Nice play. Once again, Anaheim is taken off the puck. Vegas tips it in. Barbashev going after it, and Trouba rips it around the boards. Lacombe's got it. Lacombe trying to find some sort of passing lane. He's just going to loop back into his own zone, pass it to Trouba. With 2:45 left in the first period, Lacombe gets the puck back. Lacombe in his own zone, trying to find some sort of a passing lane, and he dumps it down. A nice play from Jackson Lacombe, and he is going to lose the puck in the offensive zone. However, Anaheim does hold it for a second. Puck goes below the goal line. A couple of Ducks and Knights players converge on it, and Vegas is able to keep it for a second. Here comes Carlson. Point shot, and it trickles just wide. Oh, that took a deflection. It just went ever so slightly wide by the Anaheim Ducks. And now here comes Vegas into the offensive zone. Pass to Cole Smith, shoots. Tipped just wide. I think that might have been nicked out again. Another nice try from the Golden Knights. Battling for it below the goal line. Vegas comes away with it. Decisions. Trying to get past the point, can't. Taking off the puck, and Vegas is able to get back in the neutral zone. They're just going to clear it into the Anaheim zone. 2 minutes left in the first period. Shots are 10-5 Anaheim, and Anaheim is still scoreless with the Vegas Golden Knights. Anaheim is going to tip it in, and they're going to try and find some sort of jump and chase. Theodore gets it first, though, and Vegas is able to get back into the neutral zone. And Hurdle's got it. Hurdle with a backhand pass. Nice stop from Lucas Lostal. And look, Granlund's not able to get there. And here come the Anaheim Ducks in the neutral zone. Seneca's got it. He's got Granlund with him. Nice move from Seneca, but he just loses the puck. And that might be a 3-on-2 break here for Vegas. Kolesar to Carlson. Trying to get it to Hurdle, can't. Hurdle going after it. Tries to get it back to the point. Too many Ducks in front, and the Anaheim Ducks are able to intercept. Trying to get it back into the neutral zone is Seneca, and he's just going to dump it into the offensive zone. Go for a line change, and Vegas has it back in their own zone. With a minute left in the first period, and what has been a scoreless first period so far between Anaheim and Vegas. Vegas does have the puck entering the offensive zone. Vegas dumps in, shoots, and that one's going to be stopped by Dahl. Still goes wide, goes around the boards. Vegas trying to hold it in, and they do for a second, but now Anaheim gets it. Carlson with a nice feed, intercepted by Vegas, and Vegas is able to send it back into the offensive zone. Carlson around the boards, and he is going to send it all the way down the ice. Did that touch anything? It doesn't look like it. No icing. Moore and McNabb fight for it below the goal line, and they are able to get there. Try a feed in front, and there's just too many Vegas bodies in front. 30 seconds left. Anaheim holds the line. VL dumps it in. Korzak intercepts it. Korzak gets it to one of the Vegas Golden Knights forwards, and they're able to get to McNabb. McNabb dumps it in. Lacombe goes after it, as does Brett Howden, and Howden hits Lacombe into the boards. However, Anaheim is able to get there. That's McTavish with 10 seconds left. Maybe one last chance for a rush here for Anaheim. But Trouba's got it to Lacombe. Lacombe gets it to Trouba. 4 seconds left. Have to really hurry here. And the Anaheim Ducks do get there. Shoots by McTavish. Stopped by Hart. And that is going to conclude the first period. We are heading to intermission in a scoreless game. So once again, very interesting game so far. Hold on a minute here, guys. But this one is going to intermission scoreless. So I'm going to change this here to intermission. So that is great. We're going to change this, make it a little bit bigger, and move it into the middle. So hold on a minute here, guys, and that is good. Okay, so it is intermission here between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Anaheim Ducks. It was currently a scoreless game. I'll give you guys the intermission report, and then we'll go over and see how Carolina and Philadelphia are doing. So let's go over to the intermission report first and see how both the Golden Knights and the Anaheim Ducks did in that first period. So let's see here, guys. Just give me one quick second so I can pull up the stats. And here we are. So, scoreless game. Ducks currently lead the shots 11-6. So good stuff there from the Anaheim Ducks, as they do have more shots than Vegas. Currently, the Ducks do lead in the faceoff percentage as well. They've won 11 of 20, 55%, so they do lead in the faceoff dot. Both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play, so neither team has a power play goal as of yet. Hits are in Anaheim's favor, 15 to 11. Blocked shots in Vegas' favor, 5 to 4. Giveaways in Anaheim's favor, 7 to 4. And takeaways in Vegas' favor, 2 to 1. So those are the stats between the Golden Knights and the Ducks so far in this first period. It is intermission now, so you are not missing a thing. We're going to head over here really quickly, though, to Carolina and Philadelphia as the Hurricanes and Flyers look for the game winner. And, oh, the Carolina Hurricanes just won the game. Okay, let's see. It looks like exactly same scoreline as that game 2 between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Ottawa Senators. Once again, just going to rewind a couple seconds here to see what happened. Let's see here, guys. Just give me a second. Once again, Hall put it home. There was a whole bunch of traffic in front of Vladar, so I'm not sure if the Flyers are going to try and challenge this for goalie interference. There was a ton of bodies on top of Dan Vladar. Once again, Rick Tocchet is looking at his thing, but for the time being, Hall has won the game. For the Carolina Hurricanes, once again, we shall see if they are able to hold, if this stands or if this is going to be challenged by the Philadelphia Flyers. Remember, they scored the go-ahead goal in overtime in Game 2 against the Ottawa Senators, and that goal was called back because of what was it? It was offside, that's right. So once again, but it looks like they're not going to challenge this. Carolina is going to take a 2-0 series lead into Game 3 with a chance to potentially sweep the Philadelphia Flyers. So very interesting note there. What a game from Carolina and Philadelphia. Philadelphia just showed that they can hang with the Carolina Hurricanes, but Carolina is still just a little bit too much, and that line of Blake, Stankoven, and Hall just proved too much for the Philadelphia Flyers. So that's Carolina with the win here. Let's move that here. Just give me a second here, guys. This is going to be final. So let's change that to final. Let's see. That's good. Okay, so that is finished now. Let's see. Move that there. Okay. Oh, final in overtime. So I should change that. Final in overtime. So really good stuff there from that game. And Carolina's going to get the overtime winner. So, yeah, I was really hoping Philadelphia would be able to tie that series back up heading to Philadelphia, but now it's basically going to be do or die in Game 3, the game that I will be streaming on Thursday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time in Philadelphia. It's do or die for the Flyers at that point. They lose, they basically lose the series. They win, they still have a shot. So it'll be very interesting, but Taylor Hall with the overtime winner as the Carolina Hurricanes are able to take down the Philadelphia Flyers. So, once again, you are not missing a thing. We are currently in the. Hold on a minute here, guys. We are currently in intermission for Vegas and Anaheim, so you're not missing anything. Let's see here. Just give me one quick second here, guys, after I changed all that up. I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Once again, they're just showing Taylor Hall, who has been a monster for the Carolina Hurricanes in this postseason. Second liner has found a home with Blake and Stankoven, and that line is just looking like they're doing damage all the freaking time. Once again, I did pick Carolina to be out in the Eastern Conference Final in my playoff prediction video I just did this morning, and that is because the Carolina Hurricanes don't ever seem to be able to win in Eastern Conference Finals. Maybe this year's different, but I still think whoever wins Sabres or Habs is probably going to be able to take down the Carolina Hurricanes. So, once again, they're just showing Carolina wind up winning the Philadelphia Flyers. So, once again, with this game being an intermission right now, we're just going to look quickly here at the draft lottery stuff. If you guys do not know, the draft lottery is being held tomorrow at, I think, 5 p.m. Mountain Time. I should double check on that, but I think it's 5 p.m. Mountain Time. I will be doing a live stream as we'll be covering seeing who ends up winning the draft lottery. So, there'll be no game stream tomorrow, but I will be doing a draft lottery live video, so I hope you guys all tune in for that one. But we are just really quickly here going to look at the 16 teams who are going to be participating in this year's draft lottery. So at the first spot and the best odds to win the draft lottery is the Vancouver Canucks. So they're going to have a chance here to try and win the first overall pick. I'm not even sure if they even had the first overall pick in their franchise's history. but they do have the best odds to land pick number one. The best odds to land pick number two is the Chicago Blackhawks. So Hawks are going to be looking to try and add another top three pick into their system and maybe try and get that first overall pick. Third overall is the New York Rangers. So they're going to be looking to try and jump a couple of teams and get up into that first spot in the draft lottery tomorrow. At the fourth spot, you have the Calgary Flames trying to win their first ever draft lottery. At the fifth spot, you have Toronto just praying that they are either going to be able to move up or that they are not going to move down, because that pick moves at least one spot down. Boston's going to get that pick for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Seattle, they're hoping that they wind up moving up and potentially gain the first overall pick. They have the sixth best odds. The seventh best odds belong to the Winnipeg Jets. The eighth best odds in tomorrow's draft lottery belong to the Florida Panthers, who I think if they move down two spots could wind up giving that pick to Chicago, but I'm not sure if it was 10 and above that's protected or if it was just top 10 that's protected. So we shall wait and see on that. The Sharks do have the ninth best odds to move up in the draft lottery. The Preds have the 10th best odds to move up in the draft lottery. The Blues have the 11th best odds to move up in the draft lottery tomorrow, and those are the only teams who can jump up to number one. And then also the teams who could jump up, just not to number one tomorrow, would be the New Jersey Devils, who have who are 12th and have the 12th best odds to move up in the draft. The Islanders, who have the 13th best odds to move up in the draft. The Jackets, who have the 14th best odds to move up in the draft. The Blues, who have the pick via the Detroit Red Wings, have the 15th best odds to move up in the draft. And the Capitals, have 16th best odds to move up in the draft. So those are the teams who have the most those are teams who have the opportunity tomorrow to move up in the draft lottery and potentially wind up getting a really solid pick in this upcoming draft in June. Last year we saw 14 go to 4, which was Utah, and 10 go to 1, which was the Islanders. So those were two teams moved up in last year's draft. However, besides last year, we haven't really seen a whole bunch of big jumps since the draft lottery rules were changed, and it was only two teams who could move up in the draft lottery, and only a couple of teams who could move up in a certain amount of time. So we shall wait and see what happens to that. Leave a comment down below who you think winds up winning the draft lottery tomorrow. Is it Chicago? Is it Toronto? Can Vancouver retain it? Can Toronto go up? Can Florida go up? Does San Jose go up? I'd love to hear your thoughts on who you think is the most likely option to win the draft lottery tomorrow. And stay tuned for tomorrow's draft lottery live stream that I will be holding at 5 p.m. Mountain Time on tomorrow. So I hope you guys all tune in for that. And then, of course, with the round one finished, you got a little bit of a view as to what the next potential round could look like. Currently, LA is locked into the 17th spot. Then currently it'd be Anaheim, who'd give their pick to Washington at the 18th spot. 19 would be Utah. 20 right now would be Edmonton giving their pick to San Jose. 21 would be Philadelphia. 22 would be Pittsburgh. 23 would be Boston. 24 would be Vancouver, who get their pick from Minnesota. 25 would be Montreal. 26 would be Seattle, who get their pick from Tampa. 27 would be New York, who get that pick from Dallas. 28 would be Calgary, who get that pick from Vegas. 29 would be Buffalo. 30 Carolina. 31 St. Louis, who will get their pick from Colorado, and 32 would be Ottawa. So those would be the draft rankings as of right now, but that is subject to change depending on how round 2 goes. And then, of course, the conference final and the Stanley Cup final. But we do know the bottom 16 teams and who will be participating in tomorrow's draft lottery. And once again, if you're a Bruins fan, you're hoping that a couple of teams jump Toronto so that they are able to get the 6th or 7th overall pick. If you're a St. Louis fan, you're hoping that either the 11th or the 14th overall pick move up and that they are able to get either the 11th or 14th pick higher in the draft. And for a lot of other franchises, they're really hoping that they are able to get the pick that winds up going up in the draft lottery. So we shall wait and see on that, but I'd love to get your thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. And which teams do you think wind up eventually to winning the draft lottery? Once again, you are not missing a thing. Currently, the Carolina Hurricanes won 3-2 in overtime with the Philadelphia Flyers earlier today, as that series is now 2-0 Carolina, heading back to Philadelphia for Game 3 that I will be streaming on Thursday, so I hope you guys tune in for that one. And then on top of that, scoreless right now between the Ducks and the Knights in intermission. I should change that up to the second intermission, to the second period. So just give me a second here, guys. I will just change this really quickly so I don't have to do it later. Let's get this going here. So it's the second period. So let's try and change this. That's good. Okay, so this is the second period now. We should be good to go in the very near future. I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Once again, if you are leaving, leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a comment, tell all your friends. Best hockey content on YouTube is right here at the Into Hockey channel. We're trying to hit 750 subscribers in the near future. So if you can subscribe, it really does help with the channel, and it's much appreciated. But I really do appreciate all of you guys for tuning into my live streams. Once again, my future live streams, like I just talked about, we'll have the draft lottery tomorrow. That is going to be my draft lottery simulation video that comes out tomorrow. Hopefully Vancouver wins. I would love to see it be Vancouver who wins the draft lottery, but if last year taught us anything, it's that any teams from anywhere can move up. And then on top of that, we will have future live streams on Thursday and Friday this week. Thursday, we will have Carolina-Philadelphia Game 3. Carolina will be looking for the 3-0 dagger in that series, and Philadelphia will be looking to try and make it a 2-1 series on home ice. And then on Friday, we will be streaming Game 2 between Montreal and Buffalo at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. As the Habs or Sabres, whoever wins Game 1 on Wednesday, will be looking for the 2-0 series lead, or whoever loses in Game 1 will be looking to try and make that series a 1-1 tie. So very interesting to note there. But definitely let your guys' thoughts down in the chat. What are you most surprised by from what happened in the first round? Are you most surprised that Anaheim took out Edmonton? Are you most surprised that Vegas beat Utah? Are you most surprised that Minnesota took down Dallas? Are you surprised that Colorado swept the Los Angeles Kings? Are you surprised that Buffalo took down Boston, that Montreal took down Tampa? Are you surprised that just give me a second here, that Carolina wound up sweeping Ottawa? Are you so surprised that the Philadelphia Flyers took down the Pennsylvania Rivals? Love your guys' thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. We should be getting going here in the very near future for Ducks and Knights period number 2, which should be starting in the very near future. So I hope you guys all stay tuned for this one. And it's going to be a very interesting one. So I do appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Once again, let's see. They're just having a couple of commercials here. So, yeah, once again, there's no game action at this current point in time. But once again, I do hope you guys all tune in for tomorrow's live stream for the draft lottery. I hope you guys tune in for my videos I'm hoping to post tomorrow, power rankings, the first power rankings of the second round, and I'm also planning on posting what the NHL has script, so I'm hoping you guys all tune in for all of those videos. That should hopefully be out tomorrow. So far, very interesting game here between the Ducks and the Knights. Ducks do outshoot the Knights in the first period. Both teams have a power play, but can't capitalize on it, and even though the Ducks had a really, really solid first period, they aren't able to capitalize on any of their opportunities, and it's a scoreless game entering the second period. So once again, it is a little bit surprising because given how offensively talented the Knights and the Ducks are, a scoreless first period is a little bit surprising. But we have seen both these teams have scoreless periods in the first round, so it's not terribly surprising. But not having any goals is a little bit shocking. So, once again, I did pick Anaheim to win this series in 7 games. I think it could go either way. I would love to see Vegas back in the conference final, but I just think Anaheim's speed is going to be a little bit too much problems for Vegas over this course of the 7-game series. So, I did pick Anaheim to win this series in 7 games, but I could definitely see Vegas win it. So, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. Who do you think wins this series? Is it Anaheim? Is it Vegas? And what sort of series length do you think winds up being? Is it a 6-game series, a 7-game series? Could it be a 5-game series? Well, if you guys thoughts down below, and what do you think about the other second round series as well? What do you think will happen with Colorado, Minnesota after Colorado's 9-6 win last night? What do you think will happen with Carolina, who's now up 2-0 on the Philadelphia Flyers? What do you think will happen with the Buffalo Montreal series, which will get underway on Wednesday? So definitely some very interesting ones. So far, once again, there's still 3 minutes of intermission time, so you are not missing a thing. Once again, it's been a very interesting game so far between Vegas and Anaheim. So we shall wait and see who winds up taking this game here, and we'll see if we get a goal in the second period or not. Once again, both goaltenders have been pretty good. Hart better than Dostal because he's had to face more shots, but both teams have had some pretty good stuff. Once again, they are just interviewing the NHL Network panelist right now. I think that's an NHL Network once again, or ESPN actually. Sorry, so they're just interviewing the ESPN panelist right now, and once again 3 minutes, and then we'll be back from intermission. So that is fantastic. And once again, I do want to hear your guys' opinion on what happens tomorrow's draft lottery. Do the Vancouver Canucks retain top spot in that draft lottery, or does someone jump them? And if so, if there is a team who you think could potentially jump them and get the first overall pick, who is it? Is it the Blackhawks? Is it the Rangers? Is it the Maple Leafs? Is it the Panthers? Is it the Sharks? Is it the Jets? Is it the Blues? Love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of those things down in the comment section below, and we shall see what winds up happening in tomorrow's draft lottery. So I do hope you guys all tune into the live stream tomorrow, as we will be doing a live draft lottery stream. So I do hope you guys all tune in for that. Once again, we're entering the last commercial break of the intermission period, and then we should be back here for Ducks and Knights in the second period. So that'll be very good, and I do hope you guys all tune in for my future play-by-plays once again on Thursday and Friday this week. And I hope you guys all tune in for my future videos on top of doing What If the NHL Has Script and Power Rankings tomorrow. I should be able to do maybe one trade rumor, one off-season preview, and one off-season preview, one trade rumor over the next couple of days. And then I'm also going to try and do a mock draft after the draft lottery simulation, probably on Thursday or Friday. So I hope you guys tune in for that too. But it'll be very interesting to see how all these wind up playing out here in the playoffs. So very interesting so far. I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Once again, you are not missing a thing. We are in the final commercial break before intermission, so you're not missing anything. I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. And as soon as the game gets back underway, we are going to be going back to play-by-play. So it's been a very interesting game so far. Ducks definitely started out on fire. Both teams had a couple of power plays, one each, and they wound up not capitalizing on it. So, very interesting so far game from both teams, and it'll be interesting to see who takes the 1-0 series lead. Game 2 of this series will be on Wednesday. That'll be the later night game. I'm not streaming anything on Wednesday, so I'm not going to be doing that game. But I am hoping to do maybe a later game, maybe like a game 4, or if this winds up going far enough, a game 5 or a game 6 in this series. So I'm hoping to do maybe one of those streams later on in the next week. So we shall wait and see on that. But for the time being, this is the only game I'm planning on doing for Ducks Knights until we figure out some more things about how long this series could potentially go. So very interesting to note there. Once again, Hurricanes beat the Philadelphia Flyers 3-2. They were down 2-0 in the first 5 minutes of that game, but they crawled their way back. They got a goal in the first period. They got a goal in the third period, tied that game back up, and then in overtime, Taylor Hall was able to get the overtime winner and send the Hurricanes for the second straight game 2 that they have played to an overtime victory. So really good stuff there from the Hurricanes. And we are just about to get back here for Vegas and Anaheim. So once again, you are not missing anything. Once again, we are just getting back to face-off dot here at center ice for Vegas and Anaheim. So we shall wait and see who is able to go ahead in this series and in this game with the second period upcoming here. Once again, they're just showing some of the solid stops from Lukáš Dostal, who's been able to have some really solid stops on some of the Vegas Golden Knights' chances. Once again, shots, I didn't see that, so they were just showing a stat. But Dostal has been pretty good in net, even though he has faced a little bit less shots by the Vegas Golden Knights than the Vegas Golden Knights goaltender Carter Hart has faced from the Anaheim Ducks. So interesting note there. Once again, face-off dot here, Dowd against Washe in the face-off dot. So both fourth lines are out there to start the second period. And it will be Dowd, Washe who wins it, and Anaheim is able to gain possession after the face-off win at neutral ice. And here come the Anaheim Ducks. Nice pass, tried to get it to Vial, could not. Vial is able to intercept a clearing attempt, and the Anaheim Ducks are able to keep it. Let's see here, and there's a penalty upcoming on the play. I think someone got high-sticked. Anaheim's able to keep possession, and now that's going to be a Vegas penalty once again, really quickly into the second period, just like it was really quickly into the first period. Vegas took a penalty, and it looks like VL might be dripping blood. If there is blood dripping from VL, that could be a double minor for the Vegas Golden Knights. It says right now 2 minute high sticking for the Vegas Golden Knights, and let's see, it was Sijins whose stick came up high on VL. So it looks like Sijins is going to the box here. Yeah, he tried to hit VL, and the follow through, his stick just caught VL up high, and yeah, that's definitely a penalty. So hold on a minute here, guys. Just gotta really quickly do something. I am still feeling a tiny bit under the weather. So I do apologize for that, guys. Once again, it is, I think, Granlund in the face-off dot against Dowd, and Dowd is able to win it. Vegas does gain possession for a couple of seconds, but Terry is able to keep it. Granlund to the point to Carlson. Shoots! And that one is blocked, deflected out of play. Another offensive zone face-off draw here for the Anaheim Ducks. So very interesting to note there. Minute 51 left on the Anaheim power play. Once again, you're not missing anything. Vegas has killed 16 of 17 penalties this postseason. So Vegas's power penalty kill has been superb. It's definitely a lot different than Edmonton's very leaky power play or penalty kill that the Anaheim Ducks had to face in round one. And now here come the Anaheim Ducks again. Offensive zone face-off draw. Granlund against Dowd. And it is Dowd who wins it to one of his Vegas defenders. McNabb whips around the boards, and that puck goes all the way down the ice, and Anaheim's going to have to regroup. Minute 40 left in the Anaheim power play. And here comes John Carlson, who's going to leave it for Troy Terry. And Terry's going to loop it back around to Leo Carlson. And Leo's coming in. Here comes Leo Carlson, trying to skate through a whole bunch of players and is able to. Terry's got it. Gets it back to the point to Carlson. Carlson to Granlund. Granlund to Carlson. Carlson to Terry. Terry trying to get away from a couple of players, can't. Terry gets it back to John Carlson. John Carlson back to Troy Terry. Terry with a shot! And that one goes wide, and Carlson is able to keep the line. Gets it to Granlund, gets it back to Carlson. Granlund gets it back. Granlund coming in, passes it to Carlson, shoots! Terry! And that one, I think, stopped by Carter Hart. Nice try from a cross-crease feed from Leo Carlson to Troy Terry, and Hart said no. So what a stop there from Carter Hart. Really good stop there on Troy Terry, who was net front trying to bang that puck home, but he could not. We'll get a replay right here. And the Ducks had the point. God took Leo Carlson, who tried to get to Terry, and yep, Carter Hart was right there with the pad. Nice stop from Mr. Carter Hart, and Troy Terry can't bury the first goal of the game and the series for the Anaheim Ducks. Shots are now 12-6 in favor of the Anaheim Ducks in this game. So really interesting note there. Once again, been really interesting for both these teams. Anaheim with another offensive zone faceoff draw, and McTavish is going to be redoing it against Eichel, and Eichel does win it. Back to his defensive partner, Hannafin's got it, and he's going to loop it back around to the Anaheim zone. Dossel leaves it for Lacombe, and Lacombe is starting to skate. Here comes Jackson Lacombe, skating through a couple of Vegas players, can't get through everyone. Vegas intercepts it, and they clear it. Seneca's got it in the neutral zone. Seneca is going to loop back into his own zone, and Seneca gets it to Lacombe. Lacombe across to Killorn. Killorn's got it into the offensive zone, trying to fight for it. 30 seconds left on the power play. Alex Killorn trying to get it to Kargoche. To Lacombe. Shoot! Seneca! Stop! Killorn! And that one's going to be stopped by Carter Hart. I think so, yet the puck is out. What a stop. Couple good chances for Gauthier and Killorn, and they can't jam the puck home. A great chance to try and put a puck past Carter Hart, and they just could not. And they're looking at the screen. I think they're trying to see if that puck actually crossed the goal line or not. Let's see. The Ducks were able to get it here. Shoots, and the puck was, it looks like, stopped by Carter Hart. Let's see here. There's the overhead angle, and it does look like it was stopped, I think. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like that puck was kept out by the Vegas Golden Knights. So a smart move there from the defenders, from Carter Hart, and they were just ever able to keep that puck out and keep this game scoreless. So very interesting to note there. 17:55 left in the second period, and was right now a scoreless game. Once again, offensive zone faceoff draw here for Granlund with 17 seconds left in the Anaheim power play. And the Ducks are going to have to redo the faceoff draw. Once again, I think Carlson just got waved out. Let's see here. Or Granlund just got waved out, mind you, sorry. So it's Dowd in the faceoff dot, And Dowd is going to win the puck once a game for Vegas. McNabb gets it around the boards, clears it out, and that's probably going to do it for the power play. 10 seconds left, and Anaheim is in their own zone. Jackson Lacomb's got it, and Lacomb's going to leave it for Leo Carlson, who goes for a skate. Leo Carlson going through a whole bunch of Vegas players, leaves it, shoots, and that one's stopped by Hart. I think Carlson does get back, shoots, Hart stopped, and once again Kreider goes for it. Loose puck behind the goal, but I think Vegas is able to get there, and they do. Sijins has it to Barbashev. Now Anaheim's going to be able to intercept it. Lacomb's got it to Carlson. Carlson trying to fight for it with McNabb on the boards, loses the battle. Vegas is able to get the puck out, and they get it back to their own blue line. Theodore's got it, dumps it to the neutral zone, and here comes Anaheim with the intercept. VL shoots! Stopped by Carter Hart. He's going to hold on for the face-off. So a solid stop there from Mr. Carter Hart with 17:02 left in the second period. So really good stuff there from the Vegas Golden Knights. And let's see, another nice pass, shot from Carter Hart, a shot from I think that was Troy Terry, right off the crossbar. Oh, that was such a good chance for Troy Terry. I thought that one was stopped by Hart, but no, it rings off the iron. A good chance for Anaheim on the power play to make it a 2-1 or a 1-0 game for Anaheim. But unfortunately, the iron said no. So not great stuff there from the Anaheim Ducks. Marner in the faceoff dot here against Paling, and Paling is able to win it to the point. They do have it. Shoots, tipped in front, and that one just tipped wide. Hannifin's got below the goal line, and Vegas is able to break out here. Here's Rasmus Anderson. Anderson's got it to Marner. Marner looking for a passing lane or shooting lane. Shoots, tipped in front, scores! The Golden Knights have opened the scoring. A tip in front that might have been Howden or Stone. Marner with the shot, and the Vegas Golden Knights are able to get the opening goal. It is Brett Howden. Vegas opens the scoring 1-0 over the Anaheim Ducks. Marner making magic happen again with a nice shot and a very good tip from Brett Howden. Those two are looking fantastic, and Vegas is buzzing up 1-0. So really good stuff here. Once again, Anderson dropped it for Marner. Marner saw Howden going in, and he just shot, and once again, there was just no chance for Dostal. A nice pass from Marner to Howden, the streaking Howden, and he was able to get the puck in and get it on goal and put the puck in the net. Brett Howden opens the scoring, and the Vegas Golden Knights are up 1-0. So a really good start here from Vegas, as after surviving a couple of Ducks power plays and some really good Ducks pressure early on in this game, Vegas is able to open the scoring. So really good stuff there from Vegas. Anaheim now has in the defensive zone, and they're trying to start something up. That was Howden's 5th goal of the postseason. Killorn's got it, and Anaheim trying to fight for it. Seneca in the corner along with a couple of Vegas defenders, and Vegas is able to get the puck out. Dorofeev to Eichel. He's got a couple of options here. Gets it to red line, gets it to Dorofeev, gets it to Barbashev. Barbashev shoots, and that one was blocked. Vegas shoots again, and that one is a loose puck in front. Anaheim is able to recover, and the Ducks go after it. Here's Killorn. Killorn looking for a passing lane. Killorn gets it deep. I think that's to Seneca. Seneca trying to make some sort of magic happen. Can't. And Vegas is able to get possession back below the goal line. 16 minutes left, second period. It's 1-0 Vegas lead. Marner has now 8 points in the postseason after the assist on Howden's goal. Vegas is going to have it in the offensive zone. They turn it over, and here's Leo Carlson across, and he gets it back. Hellison trying to get to him, and he can't. Maybe a little bit of a break here for Eichel, 2-on-1, and he's just going to turn over the puck. A bad play there from Jack Eichel, and now Anaheim has it, dumps it in. Lacombe going after it against Hannafin, and Hannafin is able to dump it in. And here comes the Vegas Golden Knights. And let's see here, Kolasar's got it below the Anaheim goal, and they're going to keep it in. Pass it around to Hurdle. Hurdle on the boards, passes it back to below the goal line, but can't. And Anaheim is able to get in possession. Kreider across to Hellison. Hellison loses possession of the puck, and the Ducks are able to recover in their own zone. Lacombe's got it now. Lacombe hit off the puck by Hurdle. He does get it to Hellison, though, and Hellison does get the puck out of the zone. Anaheim trying to find some sort of passing lane. Carlson's got it now. Leo into the offensive zone, trying to get around William, can't. And now he does. Shoots at the point, and that one deflected. I think it was a stop from Hart. Nice try from Anaheim to get the equalizer. Fighting for it below the goal line. Washe in. Washe looking for it. Washe gets it deep to, I think that's Moore. Moore trying to fight for the puck with, I think that's Howden. And Moore trying to get that puck. There's a couple of Ducks and Knights players in the corner. Anaheim's able to get free and to get back to the point. Moore holds the line, gets it back to, I think it's Hellison, and that puck is going to go wide. Hins gets it. Hins can't keep the line, and Vegas has it. They get puck out of the zone. Smart play there from Vegas. And Anaheim is looking really good. Once again, just to remember, Anaheim did win three of their first three games of the series against Edmonton, and come from behind fashion. So they're not opposed to playing like this, trailing in the game. Vegas does have it though. Vegas into the offensive zone, and Dorofiev looking forward against the Anaheim Ducks. Let's see here. Once again, another board battle to the left of Lukas Dostal, and they are able to get it to the point. It's Korzak who passes it across, and they shoot it, and it's tipped just wide. Dostal is able to make the save. Anaheim Vegas fighting for it again, and the puck is going to be taken off by Anaheim, and Hellison's got it across to Hins. Hins gets it to Killorn. Killorn with a nice try for a pass to Seneca, but they can't, and they just dump it in, and Vegas is able to gain possession of the puck, but I think that was an offside call on Anaheim, and that's going to be a neutral zone face-off draw. So very interesting note there. Once again, 13 and a half left in this first period, in the second period, mind you, and Howden goal currently has the Vegas Golden Knights up 1-0 on the Anaheim Ducks. So very interesting to note there. Now just give me a second here, guys. Once again, we've had a very entertaining playoff so far. Currently, in this postseason, we do have 8 teams in the second round. Now, Carolina, Colorado, Vegas, they're perennial teams to make the round two, but the other 5 are very interesting. First, second round appearance for the Montreal Canadiens since 2021. First, second round appearance for the Philadelphia Flyers since 2020. First, second round appearance for the Anaheim Ducks since 2017, first second round appearance for the Minnesota Wild since 2015, and first second round appearance for the Buffalo Sabres for the first time since 2007. So definitely, there are a couple of teams this year who had some long droughts for winning a playoff series, and they were able to wind up winning those games and winning the series and then finally advancing past round one. So really good stuff there so far from the Ducks, the Flyers, the Ducks, the Flyers, the Wild, the Ducks, Flyers, Wild, the Sabres, and the Habs. So that was really good stuff there. Once again, they're just showing coaching history of John Tortorella and of Joel Quenneville. Once again, 2 really, really good coaches here in the series between the Ducks and the Golden Knights. So very interesting note there. So once again, both these teams have been really, really good with their experienced and veteran coaches. But currently, Brett Howden does have the only goal for the Vegas Golden Knights. So really good stuff there from Vegas and from Anaheim. Once again, we shall wait and see how everything is going to go. So let's see here. Once again, you're not missing anything. We are just currently in a little bit of a TV timeout. We just came back from it. We're getting ready here for the face-off. Once again, they're just showing the close-ups of both coaches, Joe Quenneville and John Tortorella. So once again, you're not missing a thing. Let's see here. Offensive zone face or neutral zone face-off draw just outside the Vegas blue line for the Anaheim Ducks. And Leo Carlson's got it. He's waved out. And now in comes Chris Kreider into the face-off dots against Brett Howden. And Howden is able to win it. And the puck is back into the Vegas zone where they are able to regroup. Anderson to Hanifin. Hanifin with a pass. And it is able to get back to the point. And Vegas is able to get it out. Anderson tipped in by Stone. And I think that's Marner going after it. Trouba is able to get around the boards. Anaheim trying to get it out, and they are just able to. Maybe a little break here for Anaheim. Lacomb's got it to Terry. Terry gets it back. What a move! Leo Carlson! It's across. Oh, they made one too many passes. Oh, that was a beautiful opportunity. Hart was moving around, and they just could not get a shot away. Trouba's got it to Lacombe. Lacomb's got it to Terry. Terry looking for a passing lane. He's taken down. I don't think that's going to be a penalty. Anaheim's got it again. Trouba gets to the red line, dumps it in. Vegas is going to go after it. Anaheim's got it along the boards, trying to fight for it, trying to keep it in the offensive zone. And Vegas is still fighting for it. Anaheim does keep it, though. and Seneca trying to find the passing lane, hit off the puck by one of the Vegas defenders, and Vegas is able to just ever so slightly get it out. Eichel gets it into the offensive zone for Vegas. Eichel chases after it. John Carlson, nice pass, and Killorn's got it now to Mikael Granlund. Granlund with a nice pass, but it's intercepted. Vegas may have a little bit of a break here. Trying to get across to, I think that was Barbashev, and he could not. And now Anaheim is able to get the puck. Granlund knocked off the puck by Anderson. Gets to the point. Shearer shoots, stopped by Dostal. And the puck goes below the goal line. Anaheim is trying to get this puck out. Can't. Vegas has too much pressure. Below the goal line, it is Barbashev, or actually Orfiev, to Eichel. Eichel on the boards to the point to Theodore. Shoots! And that one goes just wide. Vegas does keep the line, but they can't. And now Vegas says they have to go and regroup in the neutral zone. Vegas does get the puck back again, though. Orfiev to Eichel. Eichel trying to find some sort of a passing lane, and Carlson's going to pin him there. And now the Vegas Golden Knights are able to get it. And now Eichel's got it. Todorofiev shoots, and that was stopped by Dostal. A nice stop from on Lucas Dostal. And the Ducks dump it into the offensive zone. And that one, I think, took a deflection out of play, and that will bring up a whistle. Once again, 11:13 left in the second period. 17-10 shots right now for Anaheim. And was a 1-0 Vegas lead. So very interesting to note there. Once again, Anaheim and Vegas trying to get the 1-0 series lead in game one. So very interesting. Another nice try from Carter Hart. Once again, that was a very good opportunity for the Anaheim Ducks to go to goal. A completely great spin move from Leo Carlson. Got it to Lacombe. Lacombe passed it to Terry, but he found the shot with Carter Hart moving. That would have been a perfect opportunity, and Lacombe's just looking up in the air. So once again, neutral zone face-off draw here, Ducks and Knights. It's Wache against Dowd, and Wache is able to win it again. Hines gets it to Hellison to Moore, and he tips it into the offensive zone. Korzak's got it. Gets it around the boards. Once again, the Ducks trying to keep it in, and they are able to. Hines tries to get to Moore. Shoots, stopped. Wache's got it. Wache gets it back to Hines, but it's intercepted by Vegas, and here comes Cole Incisions. Knocked off the puck, but does get it deep, and Dowd, or actually Cole Smith, that is going after it. Now Dowd joins it. Dowd trying to get that puck loose. And the Vegas Golden Knights do get it. Anderson at the point shoots, and that one was blocked. Too many bodies in front. Anderson gets it to Cole Smith. Cole Smith gets it to Anderson at the point. Anderson to Hannafin. Hannafin takes it, shoots, and that one goes wide. Anaheim's now got it, and they tip it into the neutral zone. Really good stuff there from the Anaheim Ducks. And now here comes Hannafin. Hannafin, nice stretch feed, and Vegas is able to get it. Willie Carlson puts it on net, and the puck is loose. Carlson gets it back to the point to Anderson, and that one's going to be blocked. Hannafin's got it again. Across to Carlson, shoots, and that one was tipped, and that one, now the Anaheim Ducks gain possession and clear the zone. Good clear there from the Anaheim Ducks. Cole starts trying to get it back, and now the Knights defender dumps it back into the Anaheim zone. Lacombe below the goal line is going to get a nice backhand pass to Gauthier, and Gauthier is going to get it to the neutral zone. Paling dumps it in. McTavish goes after it. Paling now has the puck. Paling in front, and he can't get there for the tip. Now Anaheim knows another shot stopped by Carter Hart, and with 9:44 left in the second period, it is still going to stay 1-0 Vegas, and now there's some once again scrums in front of Carter Hart. So very interesting to note there. Once again, we're just going to a TV timeout. Knights and Ducks still scoreless after a missed opportunity from Anaheim. Some really good passing from Carlson. Lacombe, and Terry just can't finish the shot. So very interesting out there, but we are going to a commercial break, so you are not missing a thing. If you guys are still here, I would love to hear your thoughts on what you think will happen tomorrow in tomorrow's draft lottery. Do you think the Canucks are able to hold on and retain the top spots in the draft lottery and in the draft for this upcoming 2026 draft? Or do you think there will be a team who ends up jumping them? Is it going to be Chicago? Is it going to be New York? Is it going to be San Jose, Winnipeg, Florida? Let you guys thoughts on what you think about the draft lottery down in the comment section below, and we'll really love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this. Once again, if you're just tuning in, this game was scoreless after the first period, but an early second period goal from Brett Howden, assisted by Mitch Marner and Rasmus Anderson, has given the Vegas Golden Knights the early 1-0 lead in the second period. That is currently where we stand right now. Earlier today, we did see one game of NHL action. That was Carolina versus Philadelphia, as two quick goals from Jamie Drysdale and Sean Couturier would give the Philadelphia Flyers an early 2-0 lead over the Carolina Hurricanes. The Hurricanes would crawl their way back. Ehlers would score. to make it a 2-1 game. And after that, it was Sis Jarvis who got his first of the series to make it a 2-2 game. And then in overtime, Taylor Hall scored to make it a 3-2 game. Same exact scoreline, and even finished in overtime, just like that second game against the Ottawa Senators did. So for the second consecutive game for a second consecutive game 2 in this series, the Carolina Hurricanes were able to take down the Philadelphia Flyers. Were able to take down their opponents in overtime in game 2 by a scoreline of 3-2. So very interesting to note there. I do hope you guys tune in for my videos later this week and later tomorrow. I got a couple of big videos coming out, power rankings, what the NHL has script. And then I also should have some videos over the next couple of days, live stream tomorrow with the draft lottery. And then, of course, we should have another, not draft lottery, but let's see here. Once again, let's see, not a draft lottery, but we should have some game streams on Thursday and Friday. Offenses on face-off draw here for the Anaheim Ducks. And Paling is going to be waived out of the face-off dots. So that means McTavish is coming in here now. Let's see. Hold on a minute here, folks. McTavish against Howden, and Howden is able to win it. And actually, that's going to be redone again. So McTavish and Howden are going to go at it again in the face-off dot to the left of Carter Hart. And let's see here. McTavish is going to win the draw to the point. Anaheim keeps the line, and now they have to go out of the line. Vegas gets it back. Vegas with a nice little pass. Stone can't get there. Now he's able to get a pass to Hanifin, I think that is. And Howden's going to go after it. Howden trying to fight for the puck from Lacombe, and the Vegas Golden Knights are able to get there. They lose possession of the puck. Anaheim's able to get there. Paling trying to send someone deep, and they can't. McTavish can't hold on to that puck. Vegas has in the neutral zone. Stone across to Marner. Marner in, shoots, and that one was stopped by Dostal. Lacombe's able to get there. He's taken down. Once again, no call, and Paling's now got it racing through the neutral zone. Gets it across to McTavish. McTavish across, shoots, and Gauthier can't put the puck on net. Gauthier does get the puck back, however. Gets it across. Shoots! And that's going to be stopped by Carter Hart. Another nice try from Mason McTavish, but he just cannot put that, or actually Ryan Paling, but he just can't put that puck into the net. 8:55 left in the second period, and they're showing the next couple of days of game action. Tomorrow there's one game 2 between the Wild and the Avalanche. Then Wednesday there's game 1 between the Habs and the Sabres, and game 2 between the Knights and the Ducks, and then game 3 on Thursdays between the Carolina Hurricanes and Philadelphia Flyers. Those are the next 3 days of game action. So there's a game tomorrow, there's 2 games on Wednesday, and then there's a game on Thursday. So very interesting to note there. Ducks have offensive zone face-off draw here. It's Carlson out there against, I think that's William Karlsson, and William Karlsson's able to win it. Vegas is able to dump it into the offensive zone. Anaheim bats it back out, and Vegas bats it back into the offensive zone. And Anaheim trying to fight for it. They do get it to the neutral zone, but Vegas gets it back, and Anaheim has to stop it below the goal line. Dostal gets it, can't keep it. Anaheim's going to be able to gain possession. Vegas got it, shoots, and that's a stoppage in play. I don't know what happened there. Let's see here. I think there's a penalty on the play, and I think it's actually going to be to William Karlsson. That's not great news there for Vegas. I think they're going back on the penalty kill. Let's see here. What's the call? Just give me a second here, folks. We're just waiting for the call here. It looks like there's a delayed penalty here. 2-minute high sticking minor on William Karlsson. So Vegas has just lost one of their best penalty killers into the box. Once again, yeah, Aaron Stick caught John Carlson, or actually I think that's John Carlson, up in the head area. So that's not great news there. And Carlson's now going to the box. So there's actually quite a few Carlsons, as Carlson just lies to Carlson. So very interesting to note there. Once again, the Ducks have a couple of Karlsson spelled with a C, and the Knights have a Karlsson spelled with a K. So that's very interesting and just weirdly confusing. But William Karlsson is in the box for the Vegas Golden Knights, and the Anaheim Ducks now have their third power play of the game. They're currently 0 for 2. Once again, 8.5 minutes left in the second period. And let's see here. And the Knights are able to win the draw. The puck goes below the goal line, and they clear the puck. So a solid move there from the Vegas Golden Knights to clear the puck on the penalty kill. Dosta leaves it for Lacombe in his own zone, and Lacombe loops back around. Here comes Jackson Lacombe. Leaves it for streaking Leo Carlson. Gets it across to, I think that was Granlund. Couldn't hold the line. Terry can't, and now the puck goes back into the Anaheim zone. Anaheim's going to have to try and reset. Vegas has killed 17 of 18 penalties this year in the postseason, so Vegas' penalty kill has been locked in. Lacombe has it. Once again, drops it off for a streaking Leo Carlson. And once again, he passes it to Terry. Terry gets it, backhands the pass, and that's once again in between a couple of Ducks players. And Lacombe's going to have to go back in his own zone to get it. Lacombe to Kreider. Kreider to Lacombe. Lacombe is going to enter the offensive zone, drops it for Kreider. Kreider drops it for Seneca. Seneca across to Granlund and tried to tip in front for Lacombe. Couldn't get there. Vegas clears the zone again, and there's 60 seconds left in the power play for Anaheim. Dostal has it below the goal line as Vegas is making a change. And here comes Anaheim once again. John Carlson, as they've also changed groups, they have their second unit on. Across to Kreider, across to Killorn, and Vegas intercepts it, clears it, and that's going to waste some more time off the clock. Dostal leaves it for John Carlson with 36 seconds left in the power play for Anaheim. John Carlson across to Cutter Gauthier. Gauthier leaves it for McTavish. McTavish to the point to John Carlson. John Carlson across to Gauthier. Gauthier back to Carlson. Carlson to McTavish. McTavish shoots! And that one's going to be stopped. I think it went out of play. McTavish bends his stick in frustration after another nice try to put the Anaheim Ducks on the board. Once again, Carter Hart's pitching a 20-save shutout right now. Once again, some really good puck movement here. Once again, a bad pass from Terry, trying to feather a pass. Oh, it was actually not a bad pass. It was a really good stick from Mark Stone. So that's why that pass never connected. So very interesting to note there, but that was a really good stick. That was a really good stick from Mark Stone that wound up getting that puck out of the zone. Anaheim's got a power play, 21 seconds left. They are 13 for 19 in defensive zones tonight, the Vegas Golden Knights are, so they are having some really good success winning defensive zones draws. And now Anaheim has another offensive zone faceoff draw. Gauthier out there against, I think that was Dowd. He's waved out. So the Vegas Golden Knights now have a new player in the faceoff dot. 6:54 left. I think that's Kolesar. And Kolesar is going to win the draw. Nice play there. And now Vegas loops it around. McNabb gets it back, and it's down into the Anaheim zone. There's only 15 seconds left in movie time for one more rush for the Anaheim Ducks. John Carlson, nice pass in front to Killorn. Killorn leaves it for Carlson. Carlson skating in, goes around a couple of players, and he's going to chase after that puck. Carlson gets it to McTavish, and the Vegas Golden Knights are able to intercept it, but they can't clear it. Gauthier's got it. Across, there's no one there. Anaheim is able to get it back down deep, and Gauthier is going to funnel it back to the point. But there's no one there. Vegas is able to gain possession again. Solid stuff there from Vegas. Hold on a minute here, guys. Just give me a second there. Okay, Anaheim's got puck back again. Lacombe's got it. Deep into the Vegas zone is Jeffrey Viel, who's chasing after it. Against one of the Vegas defenders, I think that was Shea Theodore, and Vegas is able to get it. Nice passing play here, and here comes Korzak, who dumps the puck in, and Vegas goes after it again. Anaheim in their own zone trying to keep possession. They can't. Board battle, and Anaheim is able to not get it out. Vegas holds it, shoots, and that puck is shot. Rebound, and another nice stop from Lukasz Dostal. Vegas trying to get it back to the point. They are able to. Ducks clear it just to the neutral zone as Vegas is going to be able to regroup. And nice play from Carter Hart. Leaves it. And once again, more Wache on the forecheck. Can't get anything going there. And here comes the Vegas Golden Knights, who dump it back into the Anaheim zone. 5:20 left in the second period. 1-0 Golden Knights. Once again, Anaheim is going to try and stop up, and they are able to get into the offensive zone. But once again, Vegas intercepts and sends it back into the Ducks zone. Ducks in their own zone. Mitnyakov with, I think, Carlson, and Mitnyakov's got it. Mitnyakov to Carlson. And Carlson cannot feather a pass, but now they're offside, so he has to regroup. Carlson gets it back to Mitnyakov. Mitnyakov in his own zone, and that's a pass that's going to be intercepted. Nope, Anaheim's got it, and now a little bit of a break here for Leo Carlson. One-on-one, drops the puck back. There's no one there. Kreider can't hold it, and now Anaheim is able to gain possession. Terry Tried it, and now it's a little bit of a break here for Vegas. Maybe a little bit of a break here for Jack Eichel. Eichel is going to lose the puck, though, and Anaheim's going to be able to get the puck back out. Vegas flips it back in, and they have to go and touch up as they are offside. 4.5 minutes left in the third period. 1-0 Vegas Golden Knights. Would love to hear your thoughts down in the chat below. Vegas now has the puck in the offensive zone, in the defensive zone, looping it back around, and Vegas is not going to be able to hold the line. Anaheim's got it. Here's Cutter Gauthier, gets it across, and here it comes in. Shoots! I think that was Paling again. Another nice stop from Carter Hart, and now there's more pushing and shoving right in front of the Vegas crease. So very interesting to note there. But the Golden Knights do have the 1-0 lead over the Anaheim Ducks, and that is where the score is going to stay for the time being. So very interesting to note there, but the Golden Knights do have the 1-0 lead over the Anaheim Ducks. So very interesting out there. They're just showing a preview of tomorrow's lone game on the schedule, as it will be game 2 between Minnesota and Colorado. That one's going to be a very interesting one, especially after the 9-6 scoreline for the Colorado Avalanche in game 1. Once again, this is just going to a commercial break, so you are not missing a thing. Just give me one quick second here, folks. I do apologize. I'm still a little bit under the weather, but we are still trying to go through it here. So very interesting that this has been going how it's been going. Once again, the Ducks have had a couple of power plays. Vegas has had their own power play, but they've just not been able to capitalize on it. Knights do have the 1-0 lead thanks to a Marner pass to Brett Howden, who's apparently started to become a really solid goal scorer. 5 goals in 7 playoff games for Brett Howden. He's having himself a playoff series. So that's really good. And once again, we did see earlier today Taylor Hall score an overtime winner to break a 2-2 tie in overtime and give the Carolina Hurricanes a 3-2 overtime victory as they now lead that series 2-0. So that is very interesting. Once again, we will have some games tomorrow and over the next couple of days. I will be streaming Game 3 between Carolina and Philadelphia at 6 p.m. Mountain Time on Thursday, and I will be streaming Game 2 between Montreal and Buffalo on Friday at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So that is very interesting, and I hope you guys all tune in for those ones. I'll also be doing the Draft Lottery live stream tomorrow, so I hope you guys all tune in for that one. I do think you guys will really like it. Once again, they're just showing some of the highlights from Mitch Marner, and yeah, really good stuff here so far from the Vegas Golden Knights, as they've had some really good opportunities, and Marner has been really, really good with the Vegas Golden Knights in the postseason. Like, I know a lot of people said that Marner couldn't get points in Game 6 in the postseason, and apparently he got 3 with Vegas the last game for the Golden Knights. So I think he's fitting in quite well with the Vegas Golden Knights. Once again, we are back here. 4:07 left, second period. 1-0 Vegas over the Anaheim Ducks. Anaheim has an offensive zone faceoff draw, trying to wind up winning another offensive zone draw here. And I think that's Gauthier or actually it's Granlund. And Granlund, I think, is just going to be waved out of the faceoff dot here. So there's going to be a different Duck here taking the faceoff draw in the offensive zone. It is now Killorn out there against Carlson, and Carlson wins it for the Vegas Golden Knights. And now a stretch feed here from Vegas, trying to go after it. They can't. Anaheim takes in their own zone, and they're going to try and set something up here. Lacombe has it just below his goal line, trying to get away from Keegan Colasar. And Lacombe's just going to try and direct some traffic, and he is able to. Lacombe's got it to Seneca. Seneca with a nice spin around feed there, trying to get across. It can't. The puck goes back out to the neutral zone, and Anaheim's going to have to retouch up. 3.5 left in the second period. 1-0 for the Vegas Golden Knights. Carlson's now got it across to Lacombe. Lacombe with a nice pass into the Vegas zone. Hart's got it around the boards, and Vegas is able to get the puck. No, shoots! And that was just tipped wide. Vegas trying to get the puck out. They can't. Anaheim with a good forecheck here. And the puck, that was a nice hit on Mikael Granlund. And Vegas is able to get the puck into the defensive zone. And Anaheim's going to stop up. Nice pass around from the boards. Minyakov sends it into the neutral zone. At the red line, Anaheim dumps it down. Vegas has it now. Theodore below his own goal line with 3 minutes left in the second period. Shea Theodore looking for a passing lane, can't get there. Sessions has got it across to, I think that was Cole Smith, or actually no, it was Nick Dowd. Puts a shot on goal. stopped by Lucas Dostal, and that's going to be covered up. Once again, 2:50 left in the second period, and still a 1-0 Vegas lead. Offensive zone face-off draw here for the Vegas Golden Knights. Once again, the Knights have been able to weather the storm quite nicely against the Anaheim Ducks, and once again, Marner with a beautiful pass to Brett Howden, which is currently the lone goal in this game. So very interesting to note there. Once again, there might be a penalty here. Is that what this is? Oh, no, that was just going back to the bench. So very interesting note there. Once again, Nick Dowd was acquired at the trade deadline by the Vegas Golden Knights from the Washington Capitals, and he has been a pretty effective fourth liner for that Vegas Golden Knights team. So really good stuff there. Once again, it's the Eichel line back out here to take the offensive zone face-off draw here for Vegas. And Anaheim's going to be waved out again. That was Wache, who I think went a little bit too early in the face-off dot. So now VL is going to take the face-off draw against Eichel, and VL is going to win it, but Vegas does gain possession. And along the boards, Vegas does get back. And now here's Anaheim with a pickoff. Maybe a 3-on-2 here. They just dump it down. Nice play from Wache. And they're going to loop it back around, and the Ducks get it at the point. It's Lacombe who dumps it back into the Vegas zone. VL fighting away from a couple of Vegas defenders. Gets it, keeps it, shoots it on goal, shot, rebound, and that one goes just wide. Moore's lost his stick, so he can't hold the line. Vegas is able to get the puck out of the zone. Lucky and fortunate break there for the Vegas Golden Knights. Anaheim's got it. Lacombe has it now. Dumps it in. Nice play there from Jackson Lacombe. And the Anaheim Ducks are going to get the puck back in the defensive zone as Vegas is chasing them. Lacombe's got it. Being chased by Dorofiev. And Lacombe's got it into the neutral zone, into the offensive zone, dumps it in. Nice play. Vegas goes after it. So does Anaheim. They are able to get it around the boards, and Vegas has it now again in the neutral zone. Here come the Vegas Golden Knights. Dumps it in, chases after it, and that is going to be deflected out of play. 21-13. Shots on goal for the Ducks. 1:41 left in the second period, as a 1-0 Vegas Golden Knights lead over the Anaheim Ducks. So very interesting to note there. I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in to today's live stream. Once again, we will have another live stream tomorrow at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, talking about the Hurricanes and the Flyers. Once again, doing the draft lottery simulation. So very interesting to note there. And then on top of that, we will have another game live stream on Thursday and on Friday. So very interesting to note there. Once again, 1:41 left in the second period. Offensive zone face-off draw here for the Vegas Golden Knights. And that will be won by the Anaheim Ducks. I think that was Mikael Granlund, and Anaheim gets possession in the defensive zone. Fighting for it along the boards. Anaheim trying to keep possession. They can't. Vegas now has it. It's Marner trying to get away from one of the Ducks defenders, gets it across to Stone, but Stone is not there. John Carlson's not fighting for it with one of the Vegas Golden Knights defenders, and Anaheim is able to get it to the line but not out, and now here comes Vegas keeping it in. That is Stone who can't keep it in, and now Hannafin is able to keep it in for a second. Vegas trying to keep it, and they aren't able to. Anaheim gets it out. A much needed clear for the Ducks, but they can only get it to center ice. Vegas now has it again. They tip it in, and Anaheim is going after it. VL gets it around the boards to Seneca. Seneca looking for a passing lane. 52 seconds left in the second period. And Vegas with the intercept, and they can't keep possession. Anaheim dumps it back. The puck is flipped up into the air in the neutral zone. Vegas gets it. And here's a little bit of a break here. Sessions dumps it into the offensive zone, and Dowd goes after it, as does Cole Smith. Dowd fighting for it in the corner, along with a couple of Ducks and Knights players. 30 seconds left in the second period. Still a 1-0 Knights lead. Still a board battle. 25 seconds left in the second period. And once again, Vegas just trying to kill some clock here. And once again, Vegas gets it to the point. And Theodore trying to make some moves. Shoots, it goes wide. Vegas has it again, trying to make some moves. Once again, they're just trying to make too many moves here. 7 seconds left in the second period. Anaheim is able to get the puck out. That should probably do it here for the second period, and that is it. Dawsel catches the puck, and we are done for the second period. Intermission comes, and the Vegas Golden Knights, thanks to a goal from Brett Howden, now currently have the 1-0 lead entering intermission. So we shall change that up to intermission. Just give me a second here, guys. I'm going to change this here to intermission, and we are good to go for the intermission break. Let's move that there. And once again, we'll be starting the third period very, very quickly here, as the Ducks are currently down 1-0. And once again, we have known that the Ducks came back in three separate occasions in that first round series against the Edmonton Oilers. So don't count them out. It's only a 1 goal game. But once again, Vegas was able to open the scoring in that second period. So once again, we'll give you the intermission report, and then we will just talk about a couple of other things. So if we go back to the intermission report, once again, Howden from Marner and Anderson was the lone goal in that second period. That's given the Vegas Golden Knights a 1-0 lead. It came at 3:14 of the second period, so really good stuff there from Vegas. They are currently getting outshot by the Anaheim Ducks 21-14. So the Ducks do heavily outshoot them right now. Once again, outshooting the Vegas Golden Knights, but they are trailing in the game. Once again, faceoff percentages are 50 apiece. Both teams have won 18 for 36 faceoffs. So really good stuff there. The Ducks are 0 for 3 on the power play. The Knights are 0 for 1 on the power play. The Ducks are out hitting the Vegas Golden Knights 27-22. The Knights are out blocking the Anaheim Ducks 10-8. The Knights have given away 12 pucks to Anaheim's 9, and the Knights have taken away 5 pucks to Anaheim's 1. So Vegas leading in a lot of stats except for the shot category and the hit category, and they do lead though on the scoreboard. It's still 1-0 Vegas. So very interesting out there. Earlier today, we'll just recap the game that was in the earlier portion today, and that was the Carolina Hurricanes. They were able to get out. They will actually trail for the first time all playoffs long, 2-0, and 2 goals in short succession. I think it was like 40 seconds apart. One from Couturier, one from Drysdale will give the Philadelphia Flyers an early 2-0 lead. But then the Canes will score a goal in the first period on the power play from Nikolai Ehlers. Seth Jarvis in the third period would tie the game up. And then in overtime, Taylor Hall would score to give the Carolina Hurricanes a 3-2 overtime victory. The Canes are now 6-0 in the postseason, have yet to lose, and they're heading over to Philadelphia for Game 3, a chance for them to go up 3-0 in the series, in a game which I will be streaming on Thursday. So I hope you guys all tune in for that one. But once again, that was the earlier game today. Taylor Hall got the overtime winner to help the Carolina Hurricanes beat the Philadelphia Flyers and won 3-2 in overtime. So really good stuff there. But once again, I would love to hear your thoughts on what you think about that series so far. Are you surprised that the Hurricanes have won both of those games? Are you surprised the Hurricanes trailed for the first time all series long in this game? And are you surprised that the Carolina Hurricanes have not yet lost in the postseason entering Game 3 on Thursday? Would love to hear all of your thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. Now, of course, other things that we're going to be keeping our tabs on here going forward. We should have a couple of videos coming out tomorrow. One is what if the NHL had a script. I think you guys would really like that one. I think this is going to be one of my better ones that I've done so far. So I hope you guys tune in for that. I should also have power rankings, first power rankings of the round 2. So if you guys tune in for that one tomorrow, I should have it posted some point onto the channel. So I hope you guys all tune in for that. Later this week, we will have a trade rumor video and off-season preview video. So I hope you guys tune in for those ones as well. When it comes to my live streams tomorrow, we will have a live draft lottery video. I do one of these every year. So with the draft lottery tomorrow, I think 5 p.m. Mountain Time. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it's 5 p.m. Mountain Time. We will be doing a draft lottery live stream. So I hope you guys all tune in to see who ends up coming away with the first overall pick in June's draft. So I hope you guys all tune in for that. And then on top of that, we will also have a live stream on Thursday and Friday. Live streaming on Thursday is between Carolina and Philadelphia, Game 3. I hope you guys tune in for that one. And then on Friday, we will have Game 2 between Montreal and Buffalo. Once again, I hope you guys tune in for that live stream as well. I think that'll be a very interesting one. So very interesting note there, but the Habs... Very interesting out there, but the Habs and Sabres live stream on Friday, on top of Carolina Philadelphia live stream, will be happening later today or later this week. So I hope you guys all tune in for that. Very interesting. And it's been a very entertaining game so far between the Ducks and the Golden Knights. The Ducks do have been held scoreless so far on this current night in the first 2 periods, but not for lack of trying. They do outshoot the Golden Knights right now. So it's not for lack of trying, but Vegas is currently up 1-0. So once again, due to the fact that tomorrow is the draft lottery, I am going to really quickly just break down to you guys who ranks where in the draft lottery and who's potentially most likely to land that first overall spot. So when it comes to the first overall spot, the best odds to land that first overall spot right now is the Vancouver Canucks, as they finished worst in the NHL in last year's standings, or the past year's standings. So they're going to have the best opportunity to gain that first overall spot tomorrow. Then, in the second best odds to move up in the draft is the Chicago Blackhawks, who will have a shot to wind up moving up for another time, just like they did with Connor Bedard. Third overall, and the third best chance to take move up in the draft lottery is the New York Rangers. The fourth best chance to move up in the draft lottery belongs to the Calgary Flames. The fifth best chance to move up in the draft lottery would be the Toronto Maple Leafs. The sixth best opportunity to move up in the draft would be the Seattle Kraken. The seventh best opportunity would be the Winnipeg Jets. The eighth best odds to move up is the Florida Panthers. The ninth best odds to move up in tomorrow's draft lottery is the San Jose Sharks. The 10th best odds to move up in the draft lottery is the Nashville Predators, and the 11th best odds to move up in tomorrow's draft lottery is the St. Louis Blues. Those are the only teams who can actually move up to that number one overall spot. But then other teams who could move up just randomly in the draft, the New Jersey Devils have the 12th best odds of moving up. The New York Islanders have the 13th best odds of moving up. The Columbus Blue Jackets had the 14th best odds of moving up. The St. Louis Blues had the 15th best odds of moving up via the Detroit Red Wings. That's actually the Detroit Red Wings pick that the St. Louis Blues now own. And the 16th best odds belong to the Washington Capitals. So we shall wait and see if anyone winds up going up or down in the draft lottery tomorrow, if it winds up staying. And if it does wind up staying, it probably would be Vancouver being one and Chicago being two. We shall see if that is the winds up being the 1-2 start. We'll see if that does wind up being who picks 1-2 in the June draft, or we'll see if there's winds up being some sort of changes. But once again, I would love to hear your thoughts on this and all this stuff there down in the comment section below. I would definitely love to hear your guys' opinion on all of that stuff. So very interesting to know there. Once again, if you're just joining us, you're not missing anything. We are currently in intermission between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Anaheim Ducks. Knights open the scoring in the second period thanks to a Brett Howden goal, and that has so far been the only goal in this game and in this series. Once again, this is game one of the second round series between the Golden Knights and the Anaheim Ducks. So very interesting to note there. I do hope all of you guys tune in for tomorrow's lottery live stream, or you guys tune in for what if the NHL had a script or power rankings. So I hope you guys all tune in for that. I do think those will be some very interesting videos coming out over the next couple of days, and then later on in the week, I will have a few live streams. So I hope you guys all tune in for those ones. Once again, I do appreciate all of your guys' support for tuning into the city's live stream and live streams in general. I do appreciate all of you guys for making this a really good thing that I've been doing that I started just a couple weeks ago. So I really do appreciate that. And I thank you guys all for your support and your subscriptions and your comments and your likes. I really do appreciate all of that. But in today's, once again, we do still have a little bit more game action to go. Once again, we are in intermission, so you are not missing a thing. There's still about another 9-ish minutes left in intermission. So still a little bit of time to kill. Once again, I would love to hear your thoughts on who you would rank top 8 entering the second round in the power rankings. Would you have Vegas one? Would you have Anaheim one? Would you have Colorado one? Who do you think is the best team entering round 2? And who would you have in the top 3 entering round 2? Like, would you have Vegas and Anaheim and Minnesota, or would you have like Colorado and Carolina and Buffalo? Like, who would be your guys' top 3 teams entering the second round of playoff action? We'll let you guys' thoughts down in the chat and comments below. But still, very interesting how this game's gone on so far. Once again, you are not missing a thing. We still have about 8 minutes left in intermission. Something I don't think I talked about in my last live stream, I did talk about in a recent video I posted, was that the St. Louis Blues re-signed Dylan Holloway. That was a very interesting signing. Once again, I do think that was a very interesting pickup here. Once again, he was an RFA, so he needed an extension. But yeah, Dylan Holloway signed a 5-year, $7.75 million extension a couple days ago on May 1st, so I think that was 3 days ago. So that was really good stuff there. I really do like that sort of an addition for St. Louis. Holloway, while being injured this past year, was actually tied for second on the team in goal scoring. So Holloway was a beast for the St. Louis Blues this past year. So great stuff there for St. Louis to sign him to an extension, and I do think that's a really solid move. We still have not seen any trades since the trade deadline, so I do wonder when those first few dominoes start to move. I should hopefully have a new trade bait board blog post in the next couple of weeks. Not sure exactly when, as I'm pretty busy, but I will try and have a trade bait board blog post at some point in the very near future. Once again, Well, let's hear your guys' thoughts on what you think some of the teams who got eliminated this year need to do in the offseason. What do you think Dallas needs to do to get back to Western Conference Final supremacy? What do you think Edmonton needs to do to get back to the conference final or the Stanley Cup final? What do you think Utah needs to do to get a little bit better for next year? What do you think that the LA Kings need to do to try and keep their playoff spot going into next year? What do you think Tampa needs to do to finally get over their hump, having lost four straight first round appearances? What do you think Boston needs to do after being ousted by the Buffalo Sabres? What do you think um, what do you think the Ottawa Senators need to do after being first rounder for the second consecutive year? And what do you think the Pittsburgh Penguins need to do after what was a decent season but still ended in nothing happening for them? So very interesting note there. Let's just really quickly here go over to a couple of the free agents. I just want to show you guys here some upcoming UFAs who are going to be happening in June. Once again, just trying to kill some time here. Once again, if you look at the guys who are put up the most points this year, who are pending UFAs. You got Darren Radish, Alex Ovechkin, Anthony Mantha, Evgeny Malkin, John Carlson, Charlie Coyle, Patrick Kane, Matt Zuccarello, Vic Arvidsson, and Claude Giroux. Marcus Johansson, Vladimir Tarasenko, and Rasmus Andersson, some of the top end guys who are heading to free agency this year. Would love to hear your thoughts on what you think will happen in free agency. I'm probably going to do a live stream on free agency day as well. Probably only a shorter one because it's not going to be a very exciting free agency period, it seems like, this year. We should be able to have some sort of a free agency period. Once again, just give me a second here, guys. We are still about 5 minutes away from the start of the third period. So you are not missing a thing. Let's see here. Just give me a second here, folks. I'm just going to charge that for a minute. So I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Once again, we will have a very interesting live stream coming out tomorrow, doing the draft lottery live stream. So I hope you guys all tune in for that. Will Vancouver and Chicago retain the first and second overall spots, or will there be a couple of teams over there who jump them? It'll be very interesting to see how that all plays out tomorrow and who ends up going into June's draft with the first overall pick. So I hope you guys all tune in for that. That's going to be one heck of a draft lottery after what happened last year with the Islanders jumping up 10 spots and the Mammoth jumping up for 10 spots as well from 14 to 4. So very interesting to note there. Once again, you are not missing a thing. We should go back here for a second. Once again, Knights Ducks are just about to get back underway. Once again, you are not missing a thing. Just give me a second here, folks. I think they're still in a commercial break. So, like I said, you're not missing a thing. Once again, Knights are going to try and push this game over the finish line, and the Ducks are going to try and get the game tied and potentially take the lead. So, very interesting to note there. Once again, I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this down in the comment section below, and what has been your best part so far of the playoffs. What surprised you most in round one? What are you shocked about that happened in round one? What are you most not surprised about? Like, what do you think happened and actually did happen in round one? I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of that. Just give me a second here, folks. Just trying to get this back up and running. We should be able to get this. Yep. So we're just in a commercial break here. You are not missing a thing. Once again, we actually should probably change that to the third period. So just give me a second here, folks. And let me change this to the third. That should be going in the very near future. Let's see here. So that's good. Okay, so that's fantastic. So we're about to enter the third period between the Knights and the Ducks. It is currently a 1-0 Vegas lead. So once again, if you're just joining us, the first period was scoreless. Both teams had a couple of power plays. We weren't able to capitalize. It was a really good goaltending battle. Then 3 minutes into the second period, Vegas was able to open the scoring. It was Mitch Marner with a pass to Brett Howden, who wound up opening the scoring for the Vegas Golden Knights. And that is currently where we sit. Anaheim's had a couple of more power play attempts, have not been able to capitalize. Carter Hart has been fantastic in net. And all in all, solid stuff there so far from Vegas as they take the 1-0 lead over Anaheim into the third period. So that is great. Once again, it's been very interesting so far between Vegas and Anaheim. And once again, this is just game one of the series. Once again, we'll hope for a series I would have hoped for a game one more like Colorado Minnesota last night, and maybe not more like Carolina Philadelphia game one a couple nights ago. But it is what it is. We are still here, and we are still streaming for the next hour, potentially longer if this game goes to overtime. So we shall wait and see what happens there, but I do appreciate all of you guys for tuning in here. Once again, Carter Hart has been fantastic tonight for the Vegas Golden Knights. So it will be very, very interesting to see who winds up taking this game. And once again, I did pick Anaheim to win this series in 7 games. I just think their speed and their quickness will wind up causing problems by the end of the series for the Vegas Golden Knights. But I could easily see the Vegas Golden Knights wind up pulling it off. So we shall wait and see on that. Once again, you are not missing a thing. We are currently in our last commercial break before the. We're currently in our last commercial break before the third period begins. So we do appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Once again, tomorrow we will have a draft lottery live stream, so I hope you guys all tune in for that. And then on Thursday and Friday, we'll have a couple more later games, or actually earlier games. 6 p.m. Mountain Time, we will have Carolina Philadelphia Game 3 on Thursday. And then 5 p.m. Mountain Time, we should have Montreal versus Buffalo Game 2. So those are going to be some very interesting games that happen later this week that we're going to be doing play-by-plays for. So I hope you guys all tune in for those ones. Once again, you're not missing a thing. Let's see here. They're just in a commercial break right now, so we're just about to get back underway here for the start of the third period. Ducks and Golden Knights. Once again, I do appreciate you guys all for tuning into the live stream. So once again, if you haven't already, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a chat down below. Tell all your friends best hockey content on YouTube is right here at the End to End Hockey channel. So if you guys want to and it's within your means, leave a subscribe and leave a chat down below. I really do appreciate that. Once again, we're just in the commercial break, the last commercial break before the third period starts. So you are not missing a thing. We should be able to get back underway in the very near future. So if you guys stay tuned for the next 2 minutes, we should be able to get back to the live play-by-play. Once again, we are back here. It seems like for Vegas and Anaheim, Knights trying to open the series up like they did in the last game with a victory. Ducks trying to come from behind and take a series victory and take the game one, just like they did in the last series, come from behind victory. Or actually, they also lost game one too. So Anaheim's trying to avoid recreating what happened in the last series. Vegas trying to replicate it. Once again, so far, shot attempts are 40-35 for Anaheim. Hits are 27-22 for Anaheim. Power play 0-for-3 for Anaheim, 0-for-1 for Vegas. Scoring chances 12-9 for Anaheim. Vegas is 3-0 this year when leading after 2 periods in the postseason. So Vegas is trying to keep that alive and have that go to 4-0 when they're leading after 2 periods. And Anaheim's trying to end that after having some really good come from behind victories in that first round series against Edmonton. Vegas is up and Vegas is bumping, and there's a now neutral zone faceoff draw here for the Knights and the Ducks as we're just kicking off the third period between Vegas and Anaheim. It looks like Carlson's going out here to take it against the Golden Knights' fourth line. So let's see here. Will the Ducks be able to get this back to level square? Maybe take the lead, or is Vegas going to be able to hold on to this lead to finish out this game? Once again, they're just showing the crowd in Vegas as it is looking fantastic. And face-off draw here. Dowd against Leo Carlsson in the face-off dot. And that is going to be a one face-off by Leo Carlsson. Anaheim gets it into their own zone. Carlsson with a backhander into the neutral zone. Vegas is able to get the puck back in the defensive zone. Dowd's got it. Loops it around to Rasmus Andersson. And actually goes a little bit too far for him into the neutral zone. And Anaheim's got it back in their own zone. Terry's got it to Carlsson. Trying to set something up in his own zone. Trying to find some sort of passing lane. Gets it to Terry. Terry gets it across. And Terry has it. Shoots! And that's a stop from Hart. Rebound! And Hart's going to be able to cover it up with another nice save from Carter Hart. 28 seconds into the third period. Once again, Anaheim is going to be pressuring hard in the third period to try and get this back to a level square. Hart Hart is just having his helmet checked out. So he's just talking to the refs, so you're not missing a thing. Once again, Vegas and Anaheim making some line changes here. Offense's own face-off draw for the Ducks, 28 seconds into the third period. So great stuff there so far from the Anaheim Ducks trying to level this game up. Once again, Carter Hart has been fantastic between the pipes in this game so far for Vegas. Once again, they're just showing the highlight here. Terry with a beautiful shot. Tried to get it a little bit higher up on Carter Hart to try and get just below the bar, but it hit his helmet, and now that's how that happened. Anaheim has the puck. Shoots Gauthier. It just goes wide. Anaheim keeps the puck in the offensive zone. Anaheim trying to get past. Shoots, and that's not Gauthier trying to backhander. It goes off the side of the net. Now he tries to feather something in front, and Gauthier and Killorn were whacking away at it. And that's going to draw a crowd between Vegas and Anaheim. Once again, the scrum just below the goal line. 45 seconds into the third period, and there will be another offensive zone face-off draw here for the Anaheim Ducks. Once again, Anaheim trying to level this game up and send it to potentially overtime or potentially try and get the equalizer and then get the go-ahead goal in regulation. Vegas trying to hold on to this lead. Carter Hart doing some really good things. Once again, a couple good tries from Gauthier. He tried to bank it in off of Carter Hart, couldn't. Killorn tried to jam away at it a couple of times, and that drew a crowd from the Vegas Golden Knights players. So once again, they took exception to that. A couple of nice tries from Gauthier, but just could not get the right angle to put that puck off of Hart. Offensive zone face-off draw here for Wache out there, and Moore is able to win the draw back to the point. Lacombe has it, hits it around the boards, intercepted by Vegas, and Marner is able to get it out to, I think that's a streaking Noah Hannafin, and he dumps it in. Now it's around the boards. Anaheim's got it, and that puck's going to go all the way out around the boards. Icing call on the Ducks. Vegas is now going to have offensive zone face-off draw 1 minute and 2 seconds into the third period. So a very interesting note there. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below on the game so far, on the series so far, and on all of the playoffs that happened in round 1 and round 2. Anything surprise you? You're not missing a thing. Once again, we're just about to have an offensive zone face-off draw here for Vegas after the Anaheim Ducks ice the puck. Defensive zone face-off draw here for Wache, and he is going to step back for a second. Now they do it, and Vegas is able to win the draw to the point. Gets to the cross to the other side. Vegas shoots, tipped in front. Howden couldn't get a stick on it, and now Wache is able to get there. The defensive zone tries to stretch a feet out, intercepted by Vegas, and now here's Ben Hutton. Hutton with a nice chip into the defensive zone, and Vegas is able to get there and intercepted, but Anaheim gets possession back, and they dump it into the Vegas zone. Vegas is going to go back to restart. Hannafin's got it. Hannafin is going to loop around his net and try and get something going. Pass it across to Barbashev. Barbashev tried to get to Eichel. It was intercepted by Anaheim. Paling's got it in the neutral zone and trying to get it back into the Vegas zone. Can't. Vegas has it, and they enter the offensive zone. They say no offside. Anaheim's going to get the puck back, though, after Vegas fumbled it for a second, and Anaheim is going to gain possession in the offensive zone. And I think that was actually offside. So Anaheim tried to enter the offensive zone, could not, and now 1:53 seconds into the third period, it is still a 1-0 Vegas lead. So another neutral zone face-off draw, I think, here for the Ducks and the Golden Knights. Once again, just to the right of Carter Hart, just outside the blue line for this neutral zone face-off draw, just outside the Vegas Golden Knights blue line. Carlson out there against Leo Carlson, and Leo Carlson beats William Carlson in the face-off dot. Vegas now has the puck. They dump it in. And here comes a little bit of a break here for Hurdle, trying to get around Lacombe, and he is able to, but he's got a couple of other Ducks on him. Tries to get below goal line. Anaheim is able to take it off of him, and they are able to get the puck out. Terry leaves it for, I think that was Leo Carlson, and he dumps it in. Hart stops it. It goes behind the net. Vegas trying to get it out. Anaheim keeps it in for a second, and now Vegas gets it out. Maybe have a little bit of numbers here. Kolesar dumps it in, chases after it. Trouba goes in after as well. Kolesar's got there, and I think there's a penalty on the play here. The hand went up. I think there's a holding call here on someone. Let's see. I think it might actually be Kolesar. Let's see here. It looks like Anaheim might be going to their 4th power play of the game. So that's interesting. Yep, Kolesar to the box. 2-minute minor for holding, or actually cross slashing. Actually, yeah, there's a slash on Truba's hands as Kolosar went for that puck. So the power play has actually been 0 for 3 tonight. I was actually running at 50% in round one. Is going to go into the power play for the fourth time tonight. Vegas's power play has been superb in round one and so far tonight. And Anaheim's power play, or penalty kill, mind you, and Anaheim's power play has been great in round one, and so far tonight they have not been able to get anything on net. So Anaheim's going to be looking to try and change that right here and get that power play goal to put this game back to level. Offense's on faceoff draw with the power play now for the Ducks. It will be Gauthier in the faceoff dot against Nick Dowd. Once again, on the ice are Gauthier, Killorn, McTavish, Seneca, and Lacombe for the Anaheim Ducks. And once again, Gauthier against Dowd in the faceoff dot, and Dowd is going to lose the draw. Gauthier to Seneca. Seneca is going to get it around the boards. Anaheim trying to fight for it, and they do get it. McTavish, but he lost the handle on it. Lacombe going after it, as is Cole Smith. Cole Smith loses an edge. Lacombe is able to push him off the puck and get something going here. Lacombe to Gauthier to Seneca, who's hit off the puck at the blue line, and Anaheim has to go and regroup as they were offside. Lacombe in the neutral zone. Lacombe trying to get something going here. Jackson Lacombe leaves it, and here comes Cutter Gauthier. Gauthier weaving around some people, gets it to Seneca. Seneca across to Killorn. Killorn gets it back to the point to McTavish. McTavish gets it to Lacombe. Lacombe to Gauthier, and Gauthier with a nice stop. Hart with a nice stop on Gauthier, as Gauthier tried to put something in on the power play but could not. So good chance there. Still a minute, 16 seconds left in the power play. Offense's on face-off draw coming here to the left of Carter Hart, but another nice try there from Anaheim to get something going on the power play, and they could not. So once again, they're just showing Lacombe hitting Cole Smith off the puck. There's a big hit here on Bray McNabb, who hit Beckett Seneca, and then once again, Lacombe passed it across to Gauthier with a wicked one-timer, but Hart was just ever so close to be able to hold on to that puck. Offense's on faceoff draw to the left of Hart. Granlund's got it, sends it in, but once again, Vegas is able to gain possession, loop it around the boards, and the puck is back in the Anaheim zone as they have to try and reset. John Carlson in his own zone. Carlson trying to direct some traffic. Granlund goes right behind him, and Carlson's now got it. Carlson is going to loop around some of the Vegas players and now sends it back to Leo Carlson. Leo Carlson with a stretch feed here. Carlson trying to go around a whole bunch of players, can't. The puck is back to the point though. John Carlson waits, passes it to Granlund. Granlund gets it back to John Carlson. Carlson to Terry. Terry walking in the front. Shoots! Stopped by Carter Hart. He is looking unbeatable right now. What a stop on Troy Terry by Carter Hart as Terry walked into the front, tried to get some space, tried to have a little bit of a screen in front, but Hart fought all the way through it and was able to react with the glove. Hart has been spectacular tonight for the Vegas Golden Knights. He has been absolute money for the Vegas Golden Knights. Once again, they're just showing some of the defenses on face-off draw wins from the Vegas Golden Knights. They've been doing really, really good about winning defensive zone face-off draws. 7 of 10 shorthanded face-off draws won by the Vegas Golden Knights. So really hard to get any momentum going if you keep on losing face-off draws while you're on the power play for the Anaheim Ducks. Offensive zone face-off draw to the right of Carter Hart for the Anaheim Ducks. And I think that's Carlson to the left. You've got Carlson at the point. Granlund out there against Dowd in the face-off dot. And Granlund's able to win it. John Carlson at the point to Terry. Terry looking for a passing lane, can't find it. Now he gets it back to the point to John Carlson. John Carlson gets it. Tries a passing lane, gets it to Leo Carlson. Leo Carlson back to John Carlson. John Carlson shoots, and it goes off the boards and behind the net. Vegas able to gain possession. They clear zone. That could potentially do it for the power play. There's only 13 seconds left. A great kill again from the Vegas Golden Knights, who are stifling this Anaheim Ducks power play. Anaheim does get possession though. Terry has it, trying to walk through a whole bunch of Vegas players. Can't. Vegas gets it, and they clear the puck and they clear it out of the zone. And once again, Cole starts out of the box, penalty is over, and the Vegas Golden Knights still hold a 1-0 lead over the Anaheim Ducks. Here comes Anaheim. Lacombe sends it in, and Anaheim can't hold the line. The puck goes back into their own zone. Trouba's got it. Trouba, once again, passing it, and they are able to get it into the offensive zone, and Anaheim is going to have to tip it to the point. Anaheim gets it. Lacombe gets it, trying to find a passing lane, and gets it to Moore. Moore gets it to Truba. Truba in his own zone, trying to set something up. Ducks out shooting the Knights right now, 26-14. Anaheim it turns it over in the neutral zone. Potential break here for Vegas. Barbashev to Carlson. Carlson is going to get hit off the puck, and now Anaheim gains possession back in the defensive zone. And they are just able to get out of their own zone. Dostal stops it as Vegas gets it back into the Anaheim zone. And there's a couple of Knights out there chasing after it. Truba, though, gets it to a streaking Beckett Seneca, trying to go 1-on-4, shoots, stopped by Carter Hart again. Another nice stop. And now Anaheim trying to race for the puck. They are able to get there first. Hines gets it below the goal line, and he is going to pass it to no one. Vegas intercepts. Hertl across. Kolesar stops. Rebound. Carlson can't find it, and Dostal has it in his pads. A nice stop from Dostal on Kolesar and Carlson, and he's able to keep this a one-goal game. At this point, Dostal has to be basically perfect to try and keep the Anaheim Ducks in this one, who as Carter Hart's been absolutely spectacular once again. Hines turns it over, trying to clear the puck. It was turned over to Hertl. Hertl got to Kolesar. Kolesar with a shot, and then Dossel had to cover up. So very interesting. Great chance there from the Vegas Golden Knights to try to get the insurance marker, but they weren't able to. Kolesar and Carlson's lines now off the ice, as the Vegas Golden Knights now have offensive zone faceoff draw here after the cover up from Carter Hart. Now we've got Granlund and Howden. Actually, no, scratch that. Granlund's kicked out. We now have Gauthier and Howden in the faceoff dot. Gauthier trying to win it for the Ducks in the defensive zone, and he does lose it. However, Vegas is not able to get a shot away. Granlund's got it. Tries to feather a feed to Gauthier, but he can't. A couple of Vegas players lose possession of the puck, but now Stone is able to find it, and he sends it into the Anaheim zone. Anaheim below the goal line. Carlson's got it. Across to Mintyukov. Mintyukov takes it to one of the forwards, and the Ducks dump it in. Vegas has it now in the defensive zone. They drop it off. Can't keep possession, though. Anaheim's able to get there. Killorn trying to keep possession of the puck now with a couple of Vegas Golden Knights players on him. Can't. Stone's now able to get there. He chips it into the Anaheim zone. Onto Dossel. He easily steers that aside into the boards. Anaheim's going to try and get there. Gauthier to Hannafin trying to get it back, and Anaheim is able to get possession of the puck in the defensive zone as they're going to try and set something up here. Here come the Anaheim Ducks. Nice try for a pass, and they are able to flip it, trying to get it to Cutter Gauthier, can't, and Hannafin is not going to be able to get there. Kreider and Carlson fighting for it. And nice hit there from one of the Ducks players to keep the puck in the zone. Carlson to Truba. Nice shot, deflected, it went wide. Kreider goes after that puck. However, there's 3 Golden Knights on him. Marner takes it, and Marner is able to clear the puck down the ice. And now Lacomb's got below the goal line. Lacombe is going to just try and set up some things in his own zone. 12:50 left in the third period for the Anaheim Ducks to try and get this game to level again. Truba's got it. Turns it over. Eichel to Dorofeev. Eichel shoots, and that's a stop by Lukasz Dostal. Nice little give and go there from Eichel and Dorofeev, but they can't capitalize on it, and the Anaheim Ducks are going to stay down 1-0. So really good stuff there from the Vegas Golden Knights. Nice try. Once again, the trainer's looking at William Karlsson after taking a couple of big hits. Remember, this is William Karlsson's first game back in NHL action since November. So it's been quite a while for William Karlsson since he's been able to get back into game action. And once again, Dostal has been great for the Anaheim Ducks in the third period to keep this a 1-0 game. So we're going to commercial break. You are not missing a thing. Once again, if you're just joining us, the Vegas Golden Knights open the scoring in the second period. A Marner pass to Brett Howden that opened the scoring, and that has so far been the only goal. Dostal and Hart have both actually been quite spectacular in net, and that is why we're currently in a 1-0 game. So it's been sort of a goalie battle in this one, not a high scoring affair like I was expecting, and that's just the way it is sometimes. Once again, earlier today we did see a very interesting game. The Flyers opened up a 2-0 lead on the Carolina Hurricanes within 4 minutes of the start of the game. The first time all series long, that the Carolina Hurricanes have been trailing in a game, first time in the playoffs. But then Carolina scored a goal in the first, a goal in the third to send it to overtime in a 2-2 game, where in overtime, Taylor Hall was able to get the overtime winner to send the Carolina Hurricanes to a 3-2 overtime victory and a 2-0 series lead. So really good stuff there from the Carolina Hurricanes as they were able to take the 2-0 series lead. I will be streaming game 3 of that series on on, I think it's Thursday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So I hope you guys all tune in for that one. That'll be the first game in Philadelphia, and the Flyers will basically be playing for their playoff lives at that point in time. So I hope you guys all tune in for that. I also hope you guys all tune in for tomorrow's live stream at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, as we will be doing a live draft lottery video. Once again, the draft lottery happens tomorrow, so we will be definitely doing some live coverage of that. I hope you guys all tune in for that. I think it'll be a very interesting thing tomorrow to see if the Canucks are able to retain that first overall spot in the draft lottery, or if there's a team who ends up jumping over them. So that will be very interesting. We are now back here in Vegas for the Golden Knights and Ducks game. Once again, they're just showing the bracket here with the Avs up 1-0 on the Wild, the Kings up 2-0 on the Flyers after tonight's game, and then this being the game one between the Knights and the Ducks, and the Sabres-Habs series starting on Wednesday. So those are going to be some very interesting series, and I hope we get some upsets again. I would love to see a couple of those underdog teams wind up winning. Once again, offensive zone faceoff draw here for Vegas. Washe loses it to Eichel, and the puck does come to the point, but it's too much for Theodore to handle, and it goes past him. He has to go back in his own zone to get it. Anaheim, one of their players, loses a skate, and they slide into the neutral zone, which means they're offside. Vegas is able to get possession in the defensive zone. Vegas is able to get there, and the puck rolls along the boards, and Anaheim's able to get the puck back in the defensive zone. Trouba stopping up, gets it off the wall, and is able to hit it into the neutral zone. Vegas now has it. Vegas, Eichel across to Korzak. Korzak's able to get it in for a little bit, but now Anaheim's breaking out. Korzak's behind the play. Anaheim trying to get it in. A nice play there from Swashe, but he's not able to keep it. He just dumps it into the Vegas zone. Shot at the point, stopped. And now Anaheim's got it again. Gauthier below the goal line. To a backhand pass shot. Another nice shot. Helleson, he can't put it. Helleson trying for a couple of nice shots. He can't keep it. And now Anaheim's able to keep the possession. Shoots and it just goes wide out by Hines. Now Gautier's got all on the boards. Gets it back to Helleson. Helleson shoots, it goes wide. And Vegas is able to get the puck back. And they whip it around the boards. That might be icing. Let's see here. And it is icing. Okay, so that's an icing call on the Knights. Those were some very good opportunities for the Anaheim Ducks to level this game up, and they could not. A couple of good opportunities from Helleson, from Gauthier, from Hines, and they either went wide or Carter Hart stood tall. Hart is having himself a game, folks. He is looking like he's on one right now. So really good stuff there from Carter Hart, and yeah, they're looking fantastic right now. Once again, it was an icing call, so it's an offensive zone face-off draw here. For the Anaheim Ducks, I think that's Granlund out there against Eichel. So let's see here. Eichel is going to try and win this defensive zone faceoff draw, potentially send it in so they can get a change. And once again, Eichel's waved out of the faceoff draw for a second, now called back in. And once again, Eichel in the defensive zone faceoff draw to the left of Carter Hart. Eichel does win it. And now it is Hanifin across, and he's able to at least get the puck out of the zone. Gauthier trying to hold it, can't. And now Vegas is able to get the puck. Killorn intercepts in the neutral zone, and Anaheim's now got back. They get to the red line, they dump it in, and I think there's a stoppage in play here. I think that puck went out of play. Let's see here. Is this another penalty? I don't think so. Let's see here. There's definitely a stoppage in play. The whistle went. 11:13 left. It does look like there is a penalty or penalties being called right now in the in this game. Holding call on Alex Killorn. I think that's the only one that's being called right now. No, and there's also a call on Cole Smith as well. So Killorn and Smith are to the box. I think that's going to mean 4-on-4 hockey for the Ducks and the Knights. Once again, Killorn held Smith, and I'm guessing they called Smith for embellishment, or actually Smith tripped Hines. Maybe that's what it was called. Either way, both guys are onto the penalty box, and it's going to be, I think, 4-on-4 action for the Ducks and the Golden Knights. So that's very interesting. 2 minutes of 4-on-4 action, and then 11:13 in the third period. So we are getting pretty close to reaching the halfway point of the third period. It is still currently a 1-0 Golden Knights lead, so that is very interesting to note there. Once again, Lacombe's on the ice here for the Anaheim Ducks. I think this is going to be a neutral zone face-off draw here between the Ducks and the Knights. And let's see here. Hold on a minute here, folks. I think this is a neutral zone face-off draw. Trouba, they're just showing a close-up of all the players on the ice faces. Once again, Terry's out there. Carlson, Trouba, Lacombe for the Ducks. So those are the guys who are on the ice right now. Trouba, Carlson, Terry, and Lacombe. For the Knights, it's Howden and Marner with Theodore and McNabb. So those are the guys on the ice. Howden against Carlson just outside the Vegas blue line. and they are going to win the draw. Vegas does get it. McNabb to Marner, who's hit off the puck, and Anaheim's going to get the puck back in the defensive zone. Carlson loses an edge. Howden trying to hound after that puck. We see him do that in the Game 5 win in overtime. Lacomb's now got in the offensive zone, loses the puck, gets it back, trying to get a pass across. He does, shoots, and that one goes way over the net, out of play. Minute 40 left in the 4-on-4, and we will have another offensive zone face-off draw here for the Ducks. Once again, they're just showing the replay here. Vegas tried to get back deep, and then Trouba just absolutely leveled Marner. Big hit there from Jacob Trouba, which we know he is used to giving. He is used to giving a whole bunch of huge hits in these sorts of big-time games. So not surprising there. Trouba is still on the ice here as the Ducks and the Golden Knights have another offensive zone face-off draw here for Anaheim. Let's see if Vegas can keep their defensive zone dominance on this draw here. And the Anaheim Ducks are going to, win the faceoff draw this time. They do get possession in the offensive zone. Lacombe across to, I think that's Gauthier. Gauthier looking for a passing lane, and they can't keep the line. And now here might be a 2-on-1 here for the Golden Knights. It's once again, nope. The Anaheim Ducks are able to kick it off one of the Knights' sticks, and they're able to gain possession back in the defensive zone. Lacombe's got it around the net, gets it, and he's trying to get away from Eichel. Can't. Eichel hounding the puck in the offensive zone for the Golden Knights. However, Anaheim is able to gain possession back, and Trouba gets it, chips it in, can't get out, though. Stone's got it, and now they get out. Stone does retain possession into the neutral zone. Vegas trying to stop up, and now a nice pass there to Noah Hannafin. Hannafin loops back around, and he gets it to the point. Vegas is looking for it, and Stone gets it to Hannafin. Hannafin's looking for a passing lane. He's going to drop it off for, I think that's Barbashev, who gets it to Marner. Or actually, it was Theodore who got it to Marner. Marner in his own zone, gets it to Theodore. 30 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Under 10 minutes to go in the third period. Vegas has it in their own zone. And Vegas is going to leave the puck. Nice pass. Another nice pass, but too many passes. And here comes Anaheim. Looking for a passing lane here. Shooting lane, actually. Killorn's got it at the point to Carlson. Carlson across, shoots. Nope, they stop back. They loop around, trying to get back to the point. Can't. Minyakov below the goal line gets it now for the Anaheim Ducks. Minyakov to Carlson. Carlson loses it. This might be a break here for the Golden Knights. McNabb has Howden. He's going to get across to Howden. Howden keeps the puck. Howden in. Howden is going to loop back, gets it, and now here come the Vegas Golden Knights. Full strength for the Knights and the Ducks. And now Anaheim cannot keep it. Vegas has in the offensive zone, and the puck, I think, just went out of play. So very interesting to note there. 9:01 left here in the third period. 1-0 for the Vegas Golden Knights. They try and get this game over the finish, and there's actually a penalty on the play. John Carlson's going to the penalty box. So that is not great news there for the Anaheim Ducks. That is the last thing you want to do right now is give Vegas the opportunity to make it 2-0. Once again, a nice opportunity here. And yeah, Carlson looks like hooked Mitch Marner, and that's going to lead the Vegas Golden Knights to a power play. So once again, 9:01 left in this third period, and in the potential game, and the Vegas Golden Knights are about to go to the power play. So very interesting note there. Once again, if you're just joining us, Brett Howden opened the scoring in the second period from Mitch Marner, and it's so far been the only goal. Once again, Carter Hart and Lucas Dostal have been great for the Knights and the Ducks. So really good stuff there. And both those teams have been fantastic for the Knights and the Ducks. Both those players have been fantastic for the Knights and the Ducks in this game. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down below on what the games that happened today. And what do you think about them, with the Canes winning 3-2 in overtime and currently Vegas being up 1-0? And what do you think we could see tomorrow and in the future with these second-round series? What do you think will happen? What are some of your biggest takes? We'll let you guys' thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. And once again, we'll be right back here. It's once again a commercial break, so you are not missing a thing. Once we get back from the commercial break, we will be back to doing the play-by-play, so I hope you guys all tune in for that. Once again, if you guys are just tuning in here, tomorrow we will be doing a couple of live streams. We're going to be doing a live stream for the draft lottery around 5 p.m. Mountain Time, so I hope you guys all tune in for that. And then we also will be having some more live streams, play-by-play live streams on Thursday for Game 3 between Carolina and Philadelphia. And on Friday for game 2 at 5 p.m. Mountain Time between Buffalo and Montreal. So I hope you guys all tune in for those ones. But today we have Vegas and Anaheim, which is a very interesting game. Hart and Dostal have both been fantastic for the Vegas Golden Knights and the Anaheim Ducks. Once again, they're just showing the Golden Knights celebration and the Anaheim Ducks celebration for their one and only Stanley Cup Finals that they've won. Vegas back in 2023 when they beat the Florida Panthers, and Anaheim back in 07-08 when they beat the Ottawa Senators. So very interesting note there. Once again, they're just showing the championship banner in Vegas that they've raised a while ago. Vegas wins the offensive draw in the fight. They have the power plays. Theodore gets it to Marner. Marner gets it to Eichel. Gets it across the door for Fiev. He's got space. He shoots, and that's stopped, and the puck goes to the corner. Anaheim's able to get it, but not out. Marner keeps it to Eichel. Fakes the shot. Gets it back up to the point to Theodore. Theodore back to Marner. Marner gets it across the Stone. Shoots! And that one goes wide. Stone gets it across to Eichel. Eichel trying to hold the line on the wall. Marner does get it, but it's intercepted. And here come the Anaheim Ducks. Ryan Poehling, potentially a 3-on-2 here. Across the Killorn shoots! And that one was a stop by Carter Hart. Nice try from the Ducks shorthanded. Trouba can't hold the line, and Eichel's able to get there. Eichel to Dorofeev in his own zone, and Theodore tries to set something up. Theodore backtracks it to Eichel. Eichel is going to pass it across to Dorofeev. Dorofeev is going to get the puck deep, and it's taken away by Anaheim. The Ducks do have the possession, and here comes Anaheim, intercepted by Vegas. Dorofeev gets it to Stone. Stone to Eichel. Eichel to, I think that's Dorofeev in the corner, trying to fight for it. There's a couple of Knights and a couple of Ducks there, trying to get that puck loose. Eichel does get it to the point to Theodore, to Marner. Marner shoots, stopped, rebound, Stone, and he put it wide. 40 seconds left on this Knights power play, 7.5 left in the game. Marner now has it, shoots, and that one goes wide as well. Stone can't get to it, but Eichel can. Point, shoots Theodore, stop, rebound, the puck is loose, and they can't do it, and Theodore can't keep the line either. The puck goes back into the neutral zone. Theodore gets it to Eichel. Eichel gets it deep, and he can't get there. The puck goes back out. Theodore gets it to Marner. Marner is waiting for people to get onside, and he's just going to have to loop back in the neutral zone. Anaheim is able to get there, and they're just going to kill it off in their own zone. 8 seconds left in the Vegas power play. Anaheim has it in their own zone. They're just going to play keep away. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and the Vegas Golden Knights power play is over. Anaheim trying to fight for it in the offensive zone. Vegas is able to get there. Hannafin's got it. Hannafin below the goal line. Hannafin passes it across to Barbashev. Barbashev to Howden. Howden can't find some sort of a passing lane, and he just dumps it back in. Dostal can't keep it to his teammates. Vegas is able to get at the boards. Lacombe fighting for it. Hellison's now got it. There's 6.5 left in the third period. Anaheim trying to tie. And now Vegas is able to get the puck into the offensive zone. And Dostal's going to leave it for Lacombe as the Ducks go off on a line change. Lacombe's got it into the offensive zone, or into the neutral zone, and he dumps it into the offensive zone. Anaheim fighting for it. A nice play, trying to get intercepted away from Hart. Can't, though. Board battle again below the goal line. And it does come to the point. Carlson across. Minyakov shoots. An intercepted rebound. Score. Ducks tie it. Oh, what a goal. Cutter no. I don't think that was Gauthier. That actually might have been, let's see here who it was, but no, it was Mikael Granlund. Sorry, I got the 4-1 mixed up. Mikael Granlund, tie game. Anaheim's on the board with 6 minutes left in the third period. Empty net to shoot at for Mikael Granlund, and he was not going to miss from there. What an effort there from Mikael Granlund to get the loose puck. McNabb tried to block it, but he couldn't. And this game's tied, folks. It's 1 apiece. Let's see here. And this is going to go to 1, and this is a 1-1 tie between the Ducks and the Golden Knights. So that's really, really good there from the Ducks. Once again, it was a nice try from, I think it was Lacombe, actually, who tried to bury that puck, but it went off of Hart's pads right to a wide-open Mikael Granlund, and Granlund ties the game up. It's a 1-1 game, folks, in the third period, and once again, the Ducks fans in Honda Center are looking on and loving what has just happened right now. Ducks having the defensive zone, 6 minutes left now in a 1-1 game, 1-1 game. Ducks now having the neutral zone, and they dump it in. Once again, Anaheim trying to come back and win a game again. Vegas still has it in the defensive zone. Marner across to one of his teammates. Knights. Howden now has it. Shoot, stopped by Dostal. Once again, Vegas trying to get the lead back. Anaheim and Vegas fighting for it along the boards. Lacombe, or actually that's Moore, can't get there. Stone gets it. Stone looking for a passing lane. Shoot, stopped by Dostal. A beautiful stop, and now might be a little odd-man rush here for Anaheim. Washay to Moore. Moore dumps it in. VL goes and chases after it. VL has the puck, and now Anaheim is able to get there. Shot was blocked by Vegas. And now Anaheim trying to fight for it. A roll on the boards. Anaheim is able to keep it in the offensive zone to the point. Now it gets it to Trouba. Trouba shoots! Tipped, and that's stopped by Carter Hart. And now here comes Barbashev. Barbashev is going to dump it in, trying to get a stretch feed to Eichel. Eichel can't get in front of Lacombe, and the Vegas Golden Knights are able to get there. And here come the Golden Knights again. That's the friendship score! Barbashev, the Knights lead again, just a few minutes after the lead. What a goal from, I think that was Ivan Barbashev. And the Vegas Golden Knights are up with 4:58 left in the third period. And all of a sudden, we got goals flying all over the place. Vegas up 2-1 on Anaheim just 2 minutes after Mikael Granlund tied it. What a goal from Ivan Barbashev. Once again, there was nothing but net to shoot. A nice cross-crease feed, and Barbashev will put it in. And now the Golden Knights once again lead with 4:58 left in the third period. Once again, let's just look at the highlights here for a second. Once again, Eichel went after it against Lacombe, and the Knights were able to keep it. Once again, Dorofeev got it with a nice backhand feed, and there was just no chance for Dostal. Absolutely no chance for Lukas Dostal. And the Vegas Golden Knights are now up 2-1 with Ivan Barbashev getting on the board. So really good stuff there from the Vegas Golden Knights. And now, once again, Quenneville yelling at his team. And once again, Dorofeev with another couple of nice puck movements around Carlson and around Lacombe. And Dorofeev was able to feed Barbashev. Vegas now leads 2-1 with just 4 minutes left in the third period. And now Anaheim's going to have to start thinking about pulling Dostal in the very near future. Dostal tries to run it on the boards, can't. Minyakov, though, is able to get there. And now here's John Carlson. Hits it off the boards, gets it to Cutter Gauthier. Gauthier tries to get to Killorn. He set off the puck. Vegas is able to get there. Anaheim holds the line. And actually, they don't hold the line. It was offside. So the Ducks are going to get a face-off draw just to the outside of the blue line for the Vegas Golden Knights. 4.5 minutes left in the third period. 2-1 Vegas after a goal from Ivan Barbashev. A minute and a few seconds after Mikael Granlund tied the game up. What a game it's been so far between the Ducks and the Knights, and we've had more goals in the last 2 minutes than we have in the entire first, 54 minutes of the game. So, wow, very interesting stuff there, but Barbashev, no chance for Lukas Dostal. We're going to commercial break here, folks, so you're not missing a thing. Golden Knights currently up 2-1 on the Anaheim Ducks, as the Knights just put themselves back up thanks to a goal from Ivan Barbashev. So really good stuff there from Vegas. And once again, once we get back, we'll bring you the conclusion to this game between the Golden Knights and the Ducks, with Vegas trying to get this thing over the finish line, take the 1-0 series lead, and the Ducks trying to avoid that, potentially send this game back to overtime after just tying it moments ago. So very interesting to note there. Once again, if you guys are just tuning in, we do have the draft lottery tomorrow. I am doing a live draft lottery video at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. That should not take too much time out of your guys' day, only about half an hour to 45-minute live stream. And we're going to be looking at what exactly is going to happen. How are the draft rankings going to go entering June's draft? Who is going to get that number 1 overall pick? Is it Vancouver? Is it Chicago? Is it New York? Or is someone going to have another major jump? Is it going to be like a Nashville or a San Jose or a Florida or a St. Louis? It'll be very interesting to see, but that draft lottery does wind up going tomorrow at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, so I will be doing a live stream about that, so I hope you guys all tune in, and I will also have What If the NHL Had a Script, as well as the power rankings video tomorrow. I should have that out at some point tomorrow, so I hope you guys all tune in for those videos, as those ones are going to be some pretty dang good videos tomorrow. So I hope you guys all tune into the channel. Like I said, we'll have some more game live streams next or later this week. Once again, we'll have Carolina-Philadelphia Game 3 on Thursday, and we will have Game 2 between Buffalo and Montreal on Friday, so I hope you guys all tune in for those ones. Once again, we're just getting back to game action here between the Golden Knights and the Anaheim Ducks. Remember, Brett Howden opened the scoring in the second period, and that was followed up by a goal from Mikael Granlund just a few moments ago, and just 2 minutes later, Ivan Barbashev has given the Vegas Golden Knights a 2-1 lead. Offensive zone face-off draw here, and the Knights are able to win it. And once again, Vegas is trying to get something set up. Pass into the neutral zone, intercepted by Anaheim, trying to get around one of the Vegas players. They can't. Hurdle has it, but it's taken back by Anaheim in the defensive zone for Anaheim. Now the Ducks have it in the offensive zone. Anaheim trying to loop around. Kreider's got it. Back to the point to Trouba. Trouba with a shot, tipped in front, and that one's going to be stopped by Carter Hart. Once again, 4:09 left in the third period. And once again, a really, really solid attempt here from the Anaheim Ducks to try and tie that game back up. Once again, really good stuff there. And once again, they're just showing the Barbashev play, which was fantastic play from Barbashev to dump it down. And once again, it led to the Eichel goal, or the Eichel Dorofiev assist to the Barbashev goal. And all of a sudden, that's why the Ducks, Quenneville was yelling. He wasn't yelling at his players. He was yelling at the fact that that puck probably should have been called icing. So very interesting note there. Ducks have it in the offensive zone with a faceoff draw, and the Ducks can't get the puck. Vegas is able to get the puck. They clear it out, and Vegas does clear it. So good stuff there from the Golden Knights. All the way down the ice, though, it's nice and calm. The Knights, 3:58 left, third period. 2-1 for the Vegas Golden Knights as they try and close out this game and take game one just like they did against the Utah Mammoth. So once again, they're just showing another replay here of, once again, Lacombe beating out Eichel for what should have been an icing call and wound up not happening. Once again, Barbashev definitely didn't reach the red line before he dumped that puck in. So, yeah, it might have been a missed call on the refs, but once again, very interesting stuff there. Vegas now has it in the defensive zone, trying to get some sort of passing lane going, and they are able to. The puck is now in the neutral zone, and Anaheim is able to get there. Nice try from Gauthier, but he can't hit his partner, and now Gauthier goes back to get it. Gauthier across to Carlson. Carlson to Mintnyikov. Mintnyikov dumps it off the boards, gets into the offensive zone, trying to keep the line they can't, and John Carlson's got now in the defensive zone. 3.5 left in the third period for Anaheim to try and mount some sort of a comeback. John Carlson looping around, trying to get some sort of passing lane going, and he does get it into the offensive zone. Anaheim goes after it, and Hart leaves it for one of his teammates. Kaloran keeps it in the zone for a second, and they actually do keep it in the zone. Nice play from Seneca. Goes after it is, I think, Jeffrey VL. Vegas gets it, though, and Vegas is going to flip it back into the neutral zone. And Vegas tips it into the Anaheim zone. Trouba's got it now. Trouba with a send into the offensive zone. Here come the Anaheim Ducks. VL goes after it along with Kaloran, trying to fight for that loose puck. They can't get there. Vegas hits off the boards. Kept in by Anaheim. The Ducks trying to keep the line, and Lacombe is able to. Lacombe gets it deep for the Anaheim Ducks. Kaloran looking for it, and Kaloran trying to get something going here. 2:40 left in the third period between the Anaheim Ducks and the Vegas Golden Knights. Now here come Vegas. 2-on-1. Barbashev with Eichel. Barbashev to Eichel. Back to Barbashev. Try to do it again. He could not. And now might be a little of a break here for the Ducks. Actually, no, it's not. Kaloran's going to get it, and he's just going to loop back around into his own zone. Shots are 31-21 in favor of the Anaheim Ducks. 2:20 left in the third period. 1-goal game for the Golden Knights. Anaheim in their own zone, trying to reset. John Carlson's got it. Across. Tries to get it to Terry. Can't hit a Vegas player, and the Vegas Golden Knights are able to get it out. Once again, the Anaheim Ducks have it. Mintnyikov trying to get some sort of a passing lane going. Gets it to Carlson. Carlson across to one of his other teammates. And now here comes Terry. Terry in the offensive zone, hit by Carlson. Back to Lacombe. Shoots, and it's stopped by Hart. Hits to the corner. A minute 45 left in the third period. Anaheim and Vegas fighting for it in the corner, trying to get that loose puck. And the Ducks are not able to. They are able to get it. Tries to pass in front. That one goes up and out of play. Nice try there from the Ducks, but they cannot. Minute and a half left in the third period. It was currently a 2-1 Golden Knights lead. So it's still Vegas leading right now with a minute and a half left to go in the third period. Let me just put this here for a second so it doesn't die. Just give me a second here, folks. Once again, empty net now for the Ducks. Offensive zone face-off drop. Minute and a half left in the third period. And Anaheim, who's peppered Carter Hart with some shots, is going to try and get the equalizer to send this game into overtime. Once again, I think one of the teams just took their timeout, so you're not missing a thing. There's still a minute and a half left in the third period, and it's still very interesting. 2-1 Golden Knights lead. Once again, goalie pulled for the Anaheim Ducks, 6-on-5 with offensive zone face-off draw looming. And we shall see if the Knights are able to hold on for the lead, or if the Ducks are able to get the tie back. Let's see. Remember, the Ducks did tie it just a couple minutes ago, but just a few seconds after that, it was Barbashev who put the Vegas Golden Knights back up 2-1. So Anaheim's going to try and pull the goalie here and try and get something going as they try and keep their series, this game alive, and try and avoid going down 0-1 in the series again for the second straight series. So once again, Vegas is definitely trying to once again stave off that next loss. Once again, I don't know what I'm saying. Vegas is trying to hold on to this lead. Once again, they're being 6-on-5 for the Anaheim Ducks. Offensive zone face-off draw. And once again, Tortorella trying to tell his team what to do. Thank you for all of you guys for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you guys are liking the live stream. Eichel's got it. They're going to take the defensive zone face-off draw now with the Knights trying to kill this game and trying to finish it off. They got Stone out there. They've got McNabb. They've got Dowd. They've got Eichel. Kreider's out there for the Anaheim Ducks, as well as Leo Carlson. Once again, there's a couple of other guys out there too. Offenses zone face-off draw. Carlson, Terry Lacombe, Kreider, Gauthier, Granlund out there. Granlund against Dowd in the face-off dot. And it is going to be Granlund who wins it. Anaheim gets it. Actually, no. They're going to say they're going to have to redo the face-off draw. So Granlund's going to be kicked out of the zone, it looks like, or out of the face-off dot. And I think it's going to be Carlson who's going to come in and take the draw now for Anaheim. So let's just wait here. Once again, they're just redoing the face-off draw. So you're not missing a thing. Once again, still 2-1 Vegas. Empty net for the Anaheim Ducks. Offenses on face-off draw. Carlson against Dowd in the face-off dot. And Carlson's able to win it. And the puck, Anaheim is able to keep it at the point. Gauthier shoots. It's deflected and goes wide. Now back to the point. Terry's got it. Terry gets it across to Gauthier with a shot, tipped in front, and that one goes wide. Granlund's now got a minute 20 seconds left. Anaheim's keeping it at the point. And now it's Terry to across there. And now the Ducks trying to get it back into the point. They do. Gauthier to Lacombe to Terry. Terry shoots it, trying to get it past to Carlson. Can't. Gauthier's got shoots, it goes wide. And now they get back to the point. And now Vegas is able to get the puck back. They're going to try and clear it to the empty net. Can't. Anaheim holds the line. Carlson across to Terry. There's 50 seconds left in the third period. Terry shoots it. Carlson can't get there. What a save from Carter Hart. And now Anaheim is able to hold the line. They got some space too. 44 seconds left. Gets it across. Terry's at the point. Looking for a pass, and he gets it. Terry is able to get it, goes below the goal line, and he's going to pass it across. Try to get to Gauthier, could not. 30 seconds left in the third period. Lacombe fanned on the pass, and now he's going to have to come out of the zone. Vegas changing on the fly. Anaheim's going to dump it back in. 20 seconds left. Hart out of his net to play it. Gets it across to Anderson. However, Anaheim is able to hold the line at the point. Anaheim gets it. Fighting for it along the boards. Anaheim trying to get there, can't. Vegas is going to clear the puck. This might be an icing call. No, it's not. It's in the net. Empty netter from the Vegas Golden Knights. Don't know who that was, but it just ever so slightly trickled down. That will do it. Knights are going to win this game and take game one against the Anaheim Ducks. Huge win there from Vegas. And Vegas, just like they did in game one against the Utah Mammoth, nabbed game one on home ice against the Anaheim Ducks. Really solid goal there from, I think it was Mark Stone. Really good stuff there, and just ever so slightly, Vegas is going to be able to get this victory over the Anaheim Ducks. 3-1. Once again, there's still 9 seconds left, so not too surprising there, but once again, it was just flipped up by Mark Stone and ever so slightly trickled all the way into the empty net. Solid hand-eye coordination there, and I'm just going to put this already as final. There's 6 seconds left. I highly doubt there's any goals that are happening here. This game's over, and the Anaheim Ducks are going to lose game one to the Vegas Golden Knights. So once again, it doesn't really help my predictions much, but once again, I am a Knights fan, so seeing them win the game is not overly bad. Once again, Ducks win the faceoff draw 2-1-0. So the Vegas Golden Knights are able to come into Vegas on home ice and for the second consecutive series, open the series with a win. A late tie-breaking goal from Ivan Barbashev, coupled with the empty netter from Mark Stone, lead the Vegas Golden Knights to a 3-1 lead, and they take the series lead heading into Game 2 on Wednesday. What a fantastic win there from the Vegas Golden Knights, and there's now some more rough stuff happening between more incisions as the time expires. So very interesting out there. This was a very interesting game. I do appreciate all of you guys for tuning in here today. Once again, I will have a schedule coming out for future live streams and videos coming out in the very near future. If you guys just want my really quick update, I will have a live stream tomorrow for the draft lottery tomorrow at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So hope you guys all tune in for that one. I will also have a live stream on Thursday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time doing the Flyers versus Carolina Hurricanes game. And I'll also have it at 5 p.m. Mountain Time on Friday doing Montreal versus Buffalo. So I hope you guys all tune in for those live streams, as those ones will be a little bit earlier in the day. On top of that, we will have a couple videos hopefully coming out tomorrow. What if the NHL has script? I think it's one of the better script videos I've done. So I hope you guys all tune in for that one. That will be coming out tomorrow, as well as power rankings. The first round 2 power rankings will be coming out tomorrow. So I hope you guys all tune in for that. And I can't wait to see you guys all for the next live stream. Hope you guys tune in tomorrow to watch what happens in the draft lottery. I think that's going to be a very interesting thing to happen. But I do appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to watch the Vegas Golden Knights take down the Anaheim Ducks. Stay tuned for more live streams, for more videos coming out in the very near future. And thank you for tuning in, for leaving a subscribe, for leaving a chat, for leaving a comment, for liking the video. Thank you. It really does help support the channel, helps me continue running this thing that we're doing right here. So I really do appreciate it. I thank you guys all for your support, and I can't wait to see you guys all for the next video. Thank you for tuning in. God bless y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one.